coming slides. That we will see in the coming slides. But today, as I said, my focus will be practical as well as theoretical wisdom of yoga. Why? Why? Because you can read it very well and you understand it, because lots of presentations we hear, we attend, but we only remember what we feel. How a speaker or a listener or a guru makes you feel, that is what we remember. We sometimes we forget words, sometimes we forget lessons what we have learned in a class, in a session. But this is a yoga session, and yoga is actually manifested in a very physical contact when we are
Sir, the screen is not visible right now. Sir, the PPT is not visible. Can you reshare, please?
Is it visible now? No. Okay. Before that it was visible?
Yeah, few times ago it was visible, but now it is visible, but it is in a very big, only some part is visible, not the whole thing. Can
Okay.
you can just stop sharing and maybe reshare again?
Wait.
So it's clear now. But we cannot hear you. It's working fine now, sir.
Thank you. Now it's fine now?
Yes, everything is fine.
Thank you for the patience.
Thank you.
Sorry from my side as well. So I was talking, as yoga is a methodology in which we understand our deeper self. But the best medium is the medium in which we meet physically. But here we are meeting virtually, so we are seeing the problems as well. So let's tackle this and cope up with this also. Thank you. So what I was saying, that today's session will be both practical as well as theoretical wisdom of yoga. I would try to transfer as much possible as I can. Whatever yogic wisdom I have learned from my experts, from my gurus, I would try to transfer it to this session, because this is the first time I'm dealing with the faculties of Galgodia University. That means first time I am dealing with the faculties. So before moving forward, I would ask a favor to talk few things about faculty, as it is a faculty development program. Before proceeding, uh, what do we understand by faculty and what is the proper meaning of faculty? Faculty is a modern term that we use nowadays, but in our ancient Gurukul systems, we use a term for Sikshak is Acharya. Acharya is the most apt term. So Acharya is one who teaches with his or her acharan. That means when we teach through our achar, vichar, ahar, vihar, through our complete vyavhar, then it becomes our acharan. And through that acharan, when we teach, when we pass on our wisdom to the vidyarthi, then it has become the real meaning of teacher. But now question arises, what should be the property of acharya and what should be the property of vidyarthi? We can list a lot of properties in this, but what is very close to me, which I have encountered just few days back from one of the vice chancellor of पुनरुत्थान विद्यापीठ, जो काम कर रही हैं भारतीय शिक्षा का भारतीकरण में, उनका नाम है इंदुमती कटदरे, इंदु ताई प्यार से उन्हें बोलते हैं लोग। तो उन्होंने बहुत ही अच्छी परिभाषा दी है आचार्य और विद्यार्थी की। आचार्य वो होता है, आप सभी आचार्य हैं, आप सभी फैकल्टीज हैं, आप सभी टीचर्स हैं। आई वुड से हम कहते हैं कि स्टूडेंट्स आर द फ्यूचर ऑफ नेशन, बट आई वुड से बिफोर स्टूडेंट्स टीचर आर द फ्यूचर ऑफ द नेशन। क्योंकि जब तक शिक्षक तैयार नहीं होगा, जब तक शिक्षक समर्थ नहीं होगा, तब तक विद्यार्थी का निर्माण नहीं हो सकता। जैसे आचार्य चाणक्य ने भी कहा है, शिक्षक के गर्भ में पल रहा होता है सृजन भी और विनाश भी। तो हम चाहें एज अ शिक्षक, एज अ टीचर, हम चाहें तो विद्यार्थी का निर्माण भी कर सकते हैं या फिर उसका विनाश भी। तो शिक्षक का गुण क्या है? शिक्षक वो होता है जो विद्यार्थी परायण हो। विद्यार्थी परायण मीन्स जो विद्यार्थी से प्रेम करे, विद्यार्थी से आत्मीयता का संबंध रखे और विद्यार्थी की उन्नति, उसकी प्रगति, उसका समग्र विकास ही उसका एकमात्र लक्ष्य हो। ठीक उसी प्रकार विद्यार्थी का गुण होता है विद्यार्थी शिक्षक परायण हो। शिक्षक परायण मीन्स विद्यार्थी शिक्षक से माता और पिता जैसा व्यवहार करे, शिक्षक और विद्यार्थी के बीच में आत्मीयता का संबंध। क्योंकि जब तक आत्मीयता का संबंध नहीं होगा, ट्रांसफर ऑफ एजुकेशन, ट्रांसफर ऑफ नॉलेज विल नॉट बी पॉसिबल। इसीलिए कहा गया है, जब बच्चा पैदा होता है, गर्भ में रहता है, तब से वो सीखने लगता है अपनी माँ से। गर्भ के बाद जब वो 5 साल का होता है, तो गर्भ के बाद पैदा होने तक, पैदा होने से लेकर 5 साल तक वो कही जाती है शिशु अवस्था। शिशु अवस्था में बच्चा सबसे ज्यादा सीखता है अपने कुटुंब से, अपने परिवार से, क्योंकि वही ऐसा ऐसा स्थान है जहाँ से उसके संस्कार मिलते हैं। तो कैसे पॉसिबल होता है? आत्मीयता से ही संबंध संभव हो पाता है। क्योंकि जब तक माता पिता आत्मीयता नहीं स्थापित करेंगे बच्चे से, एक बच्चा माँ से डांट भी खाता है फिर भी उसके पास जाता है। क्यों? क्योंकि वो डांट खाने के बाद उसे लगता है कि मेरा भला भी यही चाहते हैं। तो ठीक इसी प्रकार हमें एक ऐसा संबंध बनाना है अपने विद्यार्थियों से, एज अ टीचर, एज अ शिक्षक, एज आचार्य, कि वो आत्मीयता का संबंध हो। बिकॉज इट इज लाइक अ ट्रांसमिशन लाइन, एज आई एम फ्रॉम इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स बैकग्राउंड, सो लेट मी take few moments for this. As we transfer electricity from one tower to another in a long distance electrical communication, there are so many losses. But in our real life, how we can reduce these losses between a teacher and a student, between vidyarthi and acharya? Just by creating a vibration of आत्मीयता। जब आत्मीयता का संबंध होगा तो विद्यार्थी आपसे ग्रहण करेगा, और विद्यार्थी ही नहीं ग्रहण करेगा, आप भी विद्यार्थी से ग्रहण करेंगे। क्योंकि ये हमेशा टू वे कम्युनिकेशन होता है। एक शिक्षक भी विद्यार्थी से बहुत कुछ सीखता है और एक विद्यार्थी भी शिक्षक से बहुत कुछ सीखता है। क्योंकि अध्यापन शिक्षक करता है और अध्ययन विद्यार्थी करता है। तो अध्यापन और अध्ययन तभी संभव है जब दोनों सीखें और दोनों के बीच में आत्मीयता का संबंध हो। तो इसी के साथ आज का सेशन शुरू करते हैं। एंड बिफोर मूविंग फॉरवर्ड, सो एज वी हैव attained the momentum, as we attain flow state now, so before moving I would like you all to have, as it is written here, I would try to make you feel, not only listen this session. Okay, so before feeling, before moving forward, I would like you all to declutter your mind. Declutter means you have to organize, systematize your thoughts. हमें अपने विचारों को, जो अभी चल रहे हैं मन में, उनको व्यवस्थित करना है, सुव्यवस्थित करना है, सुसंस्कृत करना है, ताकि हम आगे के सेशन में हम माइंडफुली सुन सकें और प्रेजेंट रहें इस सिचुएशन में, इस समय, क्योंकि हम अपना 1 घंटा जो भी 60-70 मिनट्स वॉट एवर आई हैव, आई वुड ट्राई टू पुट अप मैक्सिमम, तो हम उसको बेहतरीन तरीके से, एक समग्र तरीके से दे सकें, ना आपका टाइम वेस्ट हो ना मेरा, हम सब एक दूसरे से कुछ सीख के जाएं। तो हाउ टू declutter योर माइंड, इट्स अ वेरी सिंपल प्रोसेस। जस्ट सिट स्ट्रेट एवरीवन, इफ पॉसिबल प्लीज स्विच ऑन योर वीडियो। सभी सीधे बैठ जाएंगे। आप जिस भी स्थिति में, वेदर यू आर सिटिंग ऑन चेयर और बेड और अ मैट, सो इट्स ओके, इट्स फाइन डेफिनेटली। आप सभी सीधे बैठेंगे। जस्ट इरेक्ट योर स्पाइन, नेक एंड हेड शुड बी इन लाइन। ओके, हमें कुछ नहीं करना है। आप सभी एक नॉर्मल स्थिति में रख सकते हैं अपने पाम्स को अपने नीज में, या फिर आप ध्यान मुद्रा में सिंपली रख लीजिए। पाम्स अपने ओपन करिए और अपने नीज में रख लीजिए, एंड जस्ट सिट स्ट्रेट, इरेक्ट योर स्पाइन। एवरीवन प्लीज फॉलो द इंस्ट्रक्शन, आई होप एवरीवन हैव ज्वाइंड। हम कुछ प्रैक्टिस सेशन भी रखेंगे बीच में। अब धीरे से लंबी धीमी गहरी श्वास अंदर लेंगे, एक बार भीतर लेंगे श्वास, फिर धीमी गति से श्वास बाहर निकालेंगे। वेरी नाइस, वंस अगेन। वन लास्ट टाइम, एक लंबी धीमी गहरी श्वास, इतनी धीमी लेंगे कि आपको श्वास की ध्वनि आप तक, कान तक ना पहुंचे। नाउ सिंपली एंड जेंटली क्लोज योर आईज। अपनी आंखें बंद कर लेंगे। हम 1 मिनट तक साइलेंस को फील करेंगे, अपने विचारों को ध्यान से देखने की कोशिश करेंगे। 1 मिनट बाद मैं आपको जब इंस्ट्रक्शन दूंगा तो आंखें खोलेंगे। ट्राई टू declutter योर माइंड। एक लंबी धीमी गहरी श्वास पुनः लेंगे, फिर धीमी गति से श्वास बाहर निकालते हुए अपनी आंखों को खोलेंगे। ओम सहनाववतु, सहनौ भुनक्तु, सह वीर्यं करवावहै, तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। आप सभी चाहें तो मेरे साथ रिपीट कर सकते हैं। 3 टाइम्स हम गायत्री मंत्र का, माँ सरस्वती गॉडेस ऑफ विजडम, देन वी विल स्टार्ट। ओम भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ओम भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। Hari Om Tat Sat. Please open your eyes. Thank you. Now we all are ready. So let's start this game of transmission where we are learning or understanding yogic wisdom in this short interval of 60 minutes. So as I was talking about posture, so please forgive me for starting this with the negative news. It is not a negative, it is just a information awareness that is very important. Our posture is very important. How we sit and how we stand. Sometimes we are not aware of it. Sometimes we don't know it. Sometimes we feel so lethargic that we don't follow, although we know it. This is a recent case, very rare case, happened in Japan, where a young man is suffering from a dropping head syndrome. Why? Because of just tilting his head and doing all the works, especially because of mobile and a lot of activities that we do in current times. देखिए आज का सेशन यही है कि मैं चाहता हूँ आप सभी कुछ ना कुछ सीख के जाएं। छोटी छोटी एक्टिविटी करेंगे हम, कुछ कुछ ऐसी और कुछ कुछ जो भी बातें थियोरेटिकल करेंगे। तो ड्रॉपिंग हेड सिंड्रोम मतलब, तो राइट पोस्चर क्या होना चाहिए। ड्रॉपिंग हेड सिंड्रोम जैसे रेयर केसेस भी आ रहे हैं, ऑल्दो कुछ केसेस बाहर आ रहे हैं, बहुत से होते होंगे, हमें पता नहीं चलता होगा। जब भी हम टिल्ट करके हेड को बैठते हैं तो एम्पल अमाउंट ऑफ लोड जाता है हमारे स्पाइनल कॉलम पे। ठीक है, तो राइट पोस्चर होना क्या चाहिए। ऐसे तो बहुत से केस सुन सकते हैं हम। कहा भी जाता है योगिक दर्शन में कि अगर आपको किसी की यूथफुलनेस जाननी है, हाउ टू आइडेंटिफाई द यूथफुलनेस ऑफ एनी पर्सन, देन always check the flexibility of the spine. If one has very flexible spine, then we can say that person is youth. Okay, so it doesn't depend upon the age as we talk about according to the biological age. So करेक्ट पोस्चर क्या होना चाहिए, चलिए उस पर बात करते हैं। करेक्ट पोस्चर ये होना चाहिए कि जब भी हम टिल्ट करते हैं या कोलैप्स करते हैं अपने कंधों को, तो हमारे पेट, स्टोमक, एब्डोमिनल मसल्स में भी कंप्रेशन आता है। And whenever there is a compression in your stomach muscles, in your heart, in your lungs, in your liver, तो ऑक्सीजन की सप्लाई कभी प्रॉपर नहीं होगी, और लंग्स को प्रॉपर ऑक्सीजन नहीं मिलेगा तो उसकी फंक्शनिंग, उसकी वाइटल कैपेसिटी जो होती है वो प्रॉपरली यूटिलाइज नहीं होगी। तो ऑक्सीजन नहीं पहुंचेगी सेल्स तक तो प्रॉपर एटीपी फॉर्मेशन नहीं होगा, एनर्जी फॉर्मेशन भी नहीं होगा। मतलब आपको जो एनर्जी मिलती है वो एनर्जी आपको नहीं मिल पाएगी, आप जितना भी खाना खा लें। तो आपको सबसे पहले अपनी एनर्जी ट्रांसफर को मेंटेन करना है, तो यू हैव टू सप्लाई मैक्सिमम ऑक्सीजन टू योर सेल्स, एंड दैट इज पॉसिबल। One of the major factor is behind this supply of oxygen to your cell is your posture, how you stand, how you sit. So always maintain a proper straight state posture in your while sitting. हमेशा स्पाइन सीधी रखनी है। आपका जो नेक होता है और हेड होता है वो एक लाइन में होना चाहिए आपकी स्पाइन में। कभी कभी हम पढ़ते हैं तो ऑल्दो हमारी स्पाइन स्ट्रेट होती है, बट पढ़ते समय हम अपना हेड टिल्ट कर लेते हैं फॉरवर्ड डायरेक्शन में, देन ऑल्सो इट इज डेंजरस। तो हमेशा कोशिश करें आपकी स्पाइनल कॉलम, आपका नेक और हेड एक लाइन में हो और विजन हमेशा स्ट्रेट हो। ओके, एंड वेन एवर यू स्टैंड, ऑलवेज ट्राई टू पुश योर शोल्डर बैक साइड लाइक दिस, चेस्ट फॉरवर्ड, so that maximum compression will be there in your lungs, in your heart, in your stomach muscles, and proper supply of oxygen will be there and you will feel energetic. Okay, so let's move forward. As we have read a very beautiful line and very practical line by Sri Aurobindo, modern rishi, a great yogi, plus propounder of integral yoga. Integral yoga is a yoga which is a culmination of all types of yogas that we hear. Bhakti Yoga, Gyan Yoga, Karma Yoga, Raj Yoga. He culminated all and help us to understand the evolution of human consciousness. The ordinary, as let's read it. What he say that yoga is the science. Yoga is definitely a science. It is an experiential science. We can't understand yoga until and unless we practice it, we experience it. सिर्फ और सिर्फ अभ्यास से ही योग को समझा जा सकता है। हम जितने भी थ्योरी, जितने भी ग्रंथ पढ़ लें, योग जब तक हम नहीं समझेंगे, जब तक हम उसको अपने अभ्यास में नहीं ला रहे हैं। जैसे बोलते हैं कि हमें जो बनना है, हमें जो जानना है उसे, वो हमें बनना होता है, तभी हम जान सकते हैं। वन कैन अंडरस्टैंड द ग्रेविटी ऑफ कलेक्टर ओनली बाय बिकमिंग, बाय पोजेसिंग दैट पोस्ट ऑफ कलेक्टर। One can understand the water not just by reading the chemical formula of water, not by just the molecular bond, or just by seeing or reading the theory or papers, but by drinking water, by swimming in it, its hydraulic pressure and everything. We can understand only by just becoming it, by just experiencing it. And that's also practical in योग. आज जैसे अंतरराष्ट्रीय योग दिवस था, तो वहाँ एक थॉट लिखा हुआ था, जिस तरह हम सड़क में दुर्घटनाग्रस्त ना हो जाएं तो हम सावधानी पूर्वक चलते हैं, मैं वहाँ अटेंड कर रहा था तो मैंने पढ़ा ये, तो उसी तरह हमें योग को भी सावधानी पूर्वक जीवन को जी सकें, इसलिए अपने जीवन में अपनाना है, ताकि कोई घटना दुर्घटना ना हो सके हमारे जीवन में। अगर हम चाहते हैं तो योग को अपनाना है। तो योग इज द साइंस एंड एक्सपीरियंशियल साइंस, द प्रोसेस, द एफर्ट एंड एक्शन बाय विच मैन और विमेन attempts to pass out of the limits of his ordinary mental consciousness into a greater spiritual consciousness. We all have some consciousness, but that is very ordinary consciousness. I'm not saying everyone have ordinary consciousness, but in general we all have ordinary consciousness. We need to evolve our ordinary consciousness into greater spiritual consciousness, जिसको हम supramental mind, supramental consciousness भी बोलते हैं। Why? थोड़ा सा डीपर जाते हैं। जैसा कि हम कहते हैं, यत पिंडे तद ब्रह्मांडे, how what is there in your microcosm, microcosm is your pind, is your sharir, tat brahmande, it is also there in that macrocosm. Macrocosm is the universe, whole cosmic intelligence is already lying in your own intelligence, which is your pind. But how? हम सभी पंच महाभूतों से बने हैं, अग्नि, अग्नि, वायु, आकाश, जल, पृथ्वी। ठीक है, जब भी हम नमस्कार करते हैं तो हम पंच महाभूतों को एकत्रित करते हैं, और ये ब्रह्मांड भी पंच महाभूतों से ही बना है। तो दैट्स व्हाई इट इज बीन वेरी ब्यूटीफुली सेड इन अ सूत्र, यत पिंडे तद ब्रह्मांडे। बट उस ब्रह्मांड के इंटेलिजेंस को हमें समझना कैसे है? एंड देन कम्स द प्ले ऑफ योग, देन कम्स द विजडम ऑफ योग, देन कम्स द जर्नी ऑफ योग। तो जब हम ट्यून इन करेंगे अपने ऑर्डिनरी कॉन्शियसनेस को उस कॉस्मिक इंटेलिजेंस से, उस ग्रेटर स्पिरिचुअल कॉन्शियसनेस से, देन वी विल बिकम दैट divine consciousness, and that is the main aim of yoga. Okay, so that's why it has been already said that all life is yoga. That's why it has already been said that yoga is experiential science. तो हम आज कुछ इन बातों को समझते हुए आगे बढ़ेंगे। यूनिवर्स एक, let's give one example. Let's understand to this by an example. When we say that nature is tuning at some frequency, or some music is running, which is infinite music, and it is running in the nature. Nature has already music. We can hear the sound of river, sound of birds, sound of trees. So that is the very upper part of the, that is a surface layer of the nature. But if you want to go deeper, if you want to understand the deeper tune of nature, then you have to tune in your inner consciousness to the consciousness of the nature. This is also one way to understand how to synchronize, how to attain the harmony, how to attain the resonance with the nature, with the frequency of the cosmic intelligence. That's what the real aim of yoga. Okay, by keeping this in mind, let's move forward. So there are three fundamental life forces are there. I hope everyone is able to see the screen.
Yes, we can see the screen. The screen, we can see the slides.
Because my screen is coming in that side, that's why I asked.
We can see the slides, no problem.
Okay, thank you. So in our life, there are three fundamental energy or shakti or forces working on us. This is definitely a feminine force, a force of divine, a force of Devi Shakti, a force of Devi Bhagavati. That is Ichha Shakti, Gyan Shakti, and Kriya Shakti. We all are the culmination of these three forces, but its intensity decides the real manifestation of our action. इच्छा शक्ति, जैसे हम नाम से समझ पा रहे हैं, it is the, in a very superficial term, if you want to say, इच्छा शक्ति is desire. But again, desire, as we say in Sanatan Darshan or Bharati Samskriti, that desire is the cause of suffering. We hear many times somewhere. But why it has been said that until and unless your desire is not related to the fruit, then it is not a cause of suffering. But what happens, it is like similarly, I would try to explain it with the example that this is I believe that this is the best way of illustration. जब हम में से बहुत लोग जानते होंगे, यज्ञ हम जब करते हैं तो उसमें आहुति डालते हैं, तो हम जितनी आहुति डालते हैं यज्ञ की अग्नि उतनी ही बढ़ती है। ठीक वैसा ही हमारे डिजायर है, हम जितनी आहुति डालेंगे, जितने अपने डिजायर को फुलफिल करते जाएंगे, हमारा एम्बिशन उतना बढ़ता जाता है। तो इट इज लाइक दैट। बट अब इसके डीपर वर्जन में जाएंगे तो ये संकल्प शक्ति में कन्वर्ट होता है। इच्छा शक्ति को हम बोल सकते हैं संकल्प, विल पावर। ओके, देन कम्स द ज्ञान शक्ति। तो हाँ, लेट मी क्लियर कि हमें डिजायर से हमें एक्शन करना है, बट हमें अगेन द सेम मंत्रास दैट वी आर हियरिंग फ्रॉम सिंस टाइम इमेमोरियल ऑफ, दैट इज अ मंत्र ऑफ भगवत गीता। हमें फ्रूट्स में अपने आप को क्लिंग नहीं करना है, अटैच नहीं करना है, क्योंकि जब हम फ्रूट्स में अटैच करते हैं अपने आप को, दैट मीन्स रिजल्ट से अटैच करते हैं, तो हम जर्नी को एंजॉय नहीं कर पाते। फॉर एग्जाम्पल अगेन, अगर हम ट्रेन से जर्नी कर रहे हैं, कहीं हमें एंड डेस्टिनेशन में जाना है, हम ये सोच रहे हैं कि डेस्टिनेशन में जाके मैं ये करूंगा या अच्छे से उसको स्पेंड करूंगा, बट हम क्या मिस कर रहे हैं, उस जर्नी को मिस कर रहे हैं, उस ट्रेन की जर्नी को मिस कर रहे हैं। तो ये कुछ वैसा ही होता है, जब हम रिजल्ट ओरिएंटेड हो जाते हैं तो हम जर्नी को मिस करते हैं। ओके, सो ऑलवेज ट्राई टू एंजॉय द जर्नी एज वेल। तो इस प्रकार इच्छा कैसी होनी चाहिए, नोबल, नोबल थॉट शुड बी देयर, नोबल विल पावर शुड बी देयर, नोबल संकल्प शुड बी देयर। वो कैसे आएगा, ज्ञान शक्ति से। ज्ञान शक्ति is again wisdom, knowledge, so that we can understand. So through wisdom and knowledge, the shakti that empowers us is a ज्ञान शक्ति। और वो आता है स्वाध्याय से। जितना हम संत चिंतन करेंगे, जितना हम सत्संग करेंगे, जितना हम स्वाध्याय करेंगे, जितना अपने विजडम को बढ़ाते जाएंगे, वो उतना मैच्योरिटी की तरफ जाएगा, उतना ही ज्ञान शक्ति हमारी बढ़ेगी। और वो मैच्योरिटी की तरफ कैसे आएगा, वी आई थिंक वी ऑल टीचर्स एज वेल। तो हम सब समझते हैं कि नॉलेज इज यूजलेस अनटिल एंड अनलेस इट इज नॉट कन्वर्टेड इनटू एक्शन। नॉलेज का कोई काम नहीं अगर वो एक्शन में कन्वर्ट नहीं होता। देन कम्स द रोल ऑफ क्रिया शक्ति। तो अगर आपके ज्ञान को अभिव्यक्ति में कन्वर्ट नहीं किया गया, अगर आपका ज्ञान अभिव्यक्ति में रूपांतरित नहीं हुआ, अभिव्यक्ति मीन्स एक्सप्रेशन, यू शुड एक्सप्रेस योर नॉलेज, express your wisdom, you should try to do your work with your hand, with all the gyanendriyas, with all the karmendriyas, then only it will be properly manifested। तो अब आती है पिक्चर क्रिया शक्ति। तो इच्छा शक्ति, ज्ञान शक्ति, क्रिया शक्ति, तीन तरह की शक्ति काम करती हैं। दिस आर थ्री फंडामेंटल एनर्जी फोर्सेस इन ऑल ऑफ अस। तो इन तीनों शक्तियों का यूज करना है हमें। तो एक सेशन हम कर सकते हैं अभी, छोटा सा प्रैक्टिकल सेशन। आई होप एवरीवन हैव ज्वाइंड। तो आज अभी स्टार्ट कर सकते हैं हम। प्रणव साधना करेंगे। विल डू द चैंटिंग ऑफ omkar, but in a very different way. I hope you all most of have heard about it, most of have practiced about it, but let's try to do it. Let's try to understand it, how we can manifest this three shakti. So chaliye sit, actually I am not able to see anyone of you. If possible please switch on your cameras. We are doing pranav sadhana। सभी सीधे बैठ जाएंगे। जस्ट इरेक्ट योर स्पाइन। ये बहुत ही अच्छी चैंटिंग है। वी आर गोइंग टू डू अ सेक्रेट चैंटिंग ऑफ ओम, which is made up of three sacred syllable, आ, ऊ और मा। हम तीनों का चैंट करेंगे। पहला होगा अकार चैंट, दूसरा होगा उकार चैंट, तीसरा होगा मकार चैंट। ओके, देन वी विल रियलाइज द importance of it, and we can even include it in our daily lifestyle as well. So just sit straight, erect your spine. Your spinal column, your neck and head should be in line. हम हाथों को, पाम्स को ओपन रख के अपने नीज में रख सकते हैं सिंपली। व्हाट वी डू फर्स्ट, विल ऑर्गेनाइज आवर ब्रीदिंग, ऑर्गेनाइज और रिदमाइज आवर ब्रीदिंग पैटर्न। तो जस्ट डीप इनहेल, लंबी धीमी गहरी श्वास लीजिए एक बार। धीमी गति से श्वास को बाहर निकालेंगे। एक बार पुनः लंबी धीमी और गहरी श्वास। ये लाइट प्रैक्टिस हम कर रहे हैं। अगर आपने कुछ खाया भी है तो हल्का फुल्का आप कर सकते हैं। पहले हम करेंगे आकार चैंटिंग। ओके, आकार चैंटिंग कैसे करना है एक बार मुझे देखेंगे सभी। लंबी गहरी श्वास। चलिए एक बार साथ में करते हैं। जस्ट क्लोज योर आइज। आप, मुंह हल्का सा खुला होता है इसमें। लंबी गहरी श्वास लेंगे अंदर एंड स्टार्ट। एक बार और करेंगे। नेक्स्ट करेंगे हम उकार चैंटिंग। इसमें ऊ का साउंड, ऊ का सिलेबल जो होता है वो चैंट करना है आपको। ठीक है, गहरी सांस लेंगे फिर से। ऊ। 1 again। ऊ। एंड वन लास्ट इज मकार चैंटिंग। मकार चैंटिंग में हमें अपने लिप्स को क्लोज रखना है और ये हमिंग साउंड होता है। ठीक है, हमें जो अपनी वाइब्रेशन है उसको इंटरनली फील करना है, उसको महसूस करना है। अगेन टेक अ डीप इनहेल। वन लास्ट टाइम। अब हम कंप्लीट ओमकार चैंटिंग करेंगे। आप समझ गए हैं, 3 सेक्रेट सिलेबल्स हमने चैंट किए, आ, उ, म। अब तीनों को एक साथ इंटीग्रेट करते हुए हम आकार ओमकार की चैंट करेंगे 2 टाइम्स। चलिए लंबी गहरी श्वास अंदर। अ, जस्ट रब योर हैंड्स, कीप योर आइज क्लोज। एक बार अच्छे से रब करेंगे हाथों को, अपने पाम्स को, थोड़ी वार्मनेस लाएंगे। जस्ट प्लेस इट ऑन योर आईज, blink your eyes 5 to 6 times and gently remove your hands and open your eyes. थैंक यू वेरी मच। हम बीच बीच में प्रैक्टिकल सेशन रखेंगे ताकि आपकी क्रिया शक्ति भी इंगेज रहे। ओके, चलिए लेट्स मूव फॉरवर्ड। लेट्स कम टू द पार्ट ऑफ historicity, which is a part of our topic, and second one is science of breathing. More apt is science of pranayam, because there's a difference in breathing and pranayam that we'll discuss. योगेन चित्तस्य पदेन वाचाम मलम शरीरस्य च वैद्यकेन योपाकरोत्तम प्रवरम मुनीनां पतंजलिम प्रांजलि रानतोष्मि। Through this, we pay tribute to Maharshi Patanjali, who is a contributor or giver of Ayurveda for the well-being of body, Yoga for the serenity and calmness of mind, for a healthy mind, for a healthy manas, and फाइनली ग्रामर फॉर द प्योरिटी ऑफ आवर स्पीच, व्याकरण दिया उन्होंने भाषा की शुद्धि के लिए, योग दिया उन्होंने शरीर की शुद्धि के लिए, सॉरी योग दिया उन्होंने मन की शुद्धि के लिए, और आयुर्वेद दिया उन्होंने शरीर की शुद्धि के लिए. So this is a Maharshi Patanjali, the scientist of the religious world. He has very intelligently and very logically, very aesthetically put up the yogic wisdom of ages, since time, since the beginning of time, into a beautifully 195 sutras, which is termed as Patanjali Yoga Sutra, which he divided into 4 volumes, 4 chapters. So he's the first systematizer of yogic discipline. He's not the first guru of yogic discipline, but he's the first systematizer in the chain of contributors by our ancient rishis and sannyasis, by sons. He, at one period of time, systematized and compiled all the wisdom into 195 sutra, which is still a point of research by many researchers. As we know, I think many of past speakers have told you what yoga is and how it is built up, what is its terminology, what is the etymology. It is made up of yuj, which means union. Now, the question arises, union or yoga of what? Union of your individual consciousness with the universal consciousness, union of your inner self to your outer self. That means how you are inner, you should that should reflect externally as well. How you harmonize your thought, speech, and action. There should not be any ambiguity in your thought, speech, and action. Then you are culminating, you are manifesting yogic wisdom. This is a very beautiful sutra taken from Bhagavad Gita chapter 2, which says Samatvam Yog Uchyate, which I personally like. I think it describes yoga in a very profound manner, in a very comprehensive manner. Samatvam Yog Uchyate, it means equanimity of mind, or in an easy way we can say evenness of mind is yoga. We all face a lot of adversities as well as a lot of favorable things in our life. Suppose sometimes we face victory, sometimes we face loss, sometimes we face pain, sometimes we face pleasure, sometimes we face gain, sometimes loss. This all are dualities that we face in life. But despite all the dualities, how we conduct ourselves, are we balanced in all the dualities? An intelligent person is one who can conduct equally, indifferently in both kind of adverse as well as favorable situation. He is the most intelligent person, he or she. So Samatvam Yogujate says, if you can make yourself balance in all the cases, in all the situations, then you are at yoga. Okay, so just paying tribute to Maharshi Patanjali, let's move forward. I hope you all are able to connect with me. If anyone find any confusion, any doubt, any question, then please engage. I like two-way communication. So if you want to ask anything, just you can interrupt in between and just ask. It's not interruption. I would like that, because it always be a two-way communication. So why yoga? Why we are doing yoga? It's not yoga. Let me remind you all, never ever say yoga. It's yoga. Okay. Don't go with the Western construct of mind. When Western used to say Ramayana to Ramayana, yoga to yoga, then we also just imitate them. Just be proud to your heritage, to your ancient wisdom. We are all very lucky. We are all very fortunate that we take birth in this Bharat Bhumi, in this Matra Bhumi, which has given Adhyatma and Yoga to all over world. So why yoga? Yoga is the methodology, a very apt scientific wisdom, a time-tested wisdom, which help us to attain sharirik, mansik, pranic, atmic, and adhyatmic well-being. This is a whole comprehensive elements which one needs to live a very purposeful, mindful life, a yogic life. This body is an instrument. As I said earlier also, this instrument need to be evolved. But evolution तो हमारा हो ही रहा है, हम सब इवॉल्व हो ही रहे हैं, बट वो इवोल्यूशन हम अगर राइट डायरेक्शन में चैनलाइज नहीं करेंगे तो फिर वो गलत डायरेक्शन में होता है, क्योंकि हमारी इंद्रियां, ज्ञानेंद्रियां हमेशा 24/7 ग्रास्प कर रही हैं एक्सटर्नल इन्वायरमेंट को. ज्ञानेंद्रिया से कहने का मतलब है हम कुछ ना कुछ सुन रहे हैं, अगर हम उसमें फिल्टर नहीं लगाएंगे तो सुन ही रहे हैं, हम गॉसिप कर ही रहे हैं, या फिर हम कुछ ना कुछ ऐसा देख ही रहे हैं अपनी आंख से, हम कुछ ना कुछ टेस्ट कर ही रहे हैं, हम कुछ ना कुछ स्मेल कर ही रहे हैं। तो ये ज्ञान इंद्रियां हैं। फिर कर्म इंद्रियां आती हैं, हम कर्म कर ही रहे हैं अपने हाथों से पैरों से। तो ये एक्टिविटी हो रही है इंटेंशनली और अनइंटेंशनली, तो हम इवॉल्व तो हो ही रहे हैं। बट ये इवोल्यूशन अगर हमारे ऑर्डिनरी कॉन्शियसनेस को दैट ग्रेटर स्पिरिचुअल कॉन्शियसनेस में, और ऑर्डिनरी माइंड को सुपर माइंड में कन्वर्ट करने में नहीं होता है, तो फिर वो इवोल्यूशन हमारा व्यर्थ हो जाएगा। तो वी शुड चैनलाइज आवर path, our life, our journey in a right direction, and that is possible through one time tested methodology which is given by our ancient rishis, our ancestors, is yogic wisdom, is yoga. So when we say union, we also say that there is a human geometry. We all have geometry, something. We have some geometry. And there is a cosmic geometry as well. This is a deeper terminology I am using, but let's understand it this way also, in a simple way also. So when we align our human geometry, our internal geometry with the cosmic geometry, then also we talk about union of yoga, union of two consciousness. And that's what we say yoga. You can see the image. I have intentionally put it. In this modern age, we are surrounded with AI, with robot, with machine learning, with many types of technologies, grooming, whether it is from biotechnology, nanotechnology, artificial intelligence, many things. You all are aware. But in that pace of human race, only one who can compose himself or herself in a very equanimous way, they can only survive in this fast forwarding, moving world. And that's come only through the practice of yoga. थोड़ा सा हम बात कर लेते हैं अष्टांग योग के बारे में। जैसे हमने महर्षि पतंजलि जी के बारे में बात किया, तो अष्टांग योग क्या है? इट इज 8 limbs ऑफ योग। एक ब्रीफ दे देता हूं मैं आप लोगों को, थोड़ा सा समझ में आएगा, क्योंकि मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम वी टॉक योग एज अ फिजिकल एक्सरसाइज। हमें ये भ्रम है, ये भ्रांतियां हैं, ये मिसकॉन्सेप्शन है लोगों में। तो योग इज मेड अप ऑफ, there are different types of yoga. We are talking about Ashtanga yoga, definitely. So Ashtanga means 8 limbs, or Ang means limbs, 8 limbs of yoga. First one is Yam, which is a social discipline. How we can understand it? It is like, what is our relation with the world? How we relate with the world, how we conduct in the external world. That should be decided by this principle of Yam given by Maharishi Patanjali, which says Ahimsa. That means we should have a non-violence एक्शन एज वेल एज मेंटेलिटी। अहिंसा सिर्फ हाथों से या फिर फिजिकल एक्ट से नहीं होती है, मानसिक भी होती है, क्योंकि जब फिजिकल एक्ट होने से पहले वो चीज यहाँ पर घट जाती है, हमारे माइंड स्पेस पे, हमारी चित्त भूमि पे वो डेवलप हो जाती है, तभी हम उसको एक्शन में कन्वर्ट करते हैं। जैसा मैंने बोला था आप, उस समय पहले 3 फोर्सेस काम करते हैं। जब वो इच्छा शक्ति हुई तो वो क्रिया शक्ति में कन्वर्ट हुई। तो हमें अहिंसा माइंड से भी और एक्शन से भी, you should not mentally feel also about violence. So अहिंसा पहला प्रिंसिपल आता है यम में। यम के सब पार्ट्स हम पढ़ रहे हैं, विच इज अ सोशल डिसिप्लिन। तो हमें अहिंसा नहीं करना है, सॉरी अहिंसा करना है, सॉरी। देन कम्स सत्य। सत्य इज अ ट्रूथफुलनेस। अगेन ट्रूथफुलनेस, हमें किसी को गलत बोलना तो है नहीं, ये तो नॉर्मल चीज है, हम समझते हैं, मगर हमें सोचना भी नहीं है किसी के बारे में असत्य। यहाँ जो भी बात हो रही है मेंटल लेवल पे, फिजिकल लेवल पे भी हो रही है, ठीक है। अस्ते, किसी दूसरे की चीजों को हमें अपना समझना, या फिर जिसको हम आज के टर्म्स में चुराना कहते हैं, उससे भी हमें दूर रहना है। ब्रह्मचर्य इज अ प्रोसेस थ्रू विच वी फॉलो द आचरण ऑफ ब्रह्म, वी इवॉल्व टुवर्ड्स ब्रह्म। ब्रह्म इज द अल्टीमेट ट्रुथ। हम इसको बहुत से नामों से जानते हैं, अल्टीमेट ट्रुथ, अल्टीमेट विजडम, सुपर कॉन्शियसनेस, या फिर कॉस्मिक इंटेलिजेंस, परम ब्रह्म, परमात्मा। तो हमें उसका आचरण करना है, वो ब्रह्मचर्य कहलाता है, ठीक है। अपरिग्रह मीन्स नॉन कलेक्टिवनेस। हम क्या करते हैं आज के समय में, कलेक्टिवनेस की बहुत ही टेंडेंसी है हमारे पास। हम चाहते हैं कि हमारे पास घर भी हो, हमारे पास कार भी हो, सिर्फ हमारे पास ना हो, हमारे आने वाली जनरेशन के लिए भी वो चीज़ अवेलेबल होती जाए, इतना हम एफर्ट करते हैं। तो ये जो कलेक्टिवनेस की फीलिंग है, इसके कारण हमारी ग्रीड कभी खत्म नहीं होती। इट इज लाइक सेम डिजायर, जो हमने कुछ देर पहले कहा कि आहुति डालते जाओ और यज्ञ की अग्नि अग्नि बढ़ते जाएगी। तो अपरिग्रह की मेंटेलिटी के साथ हमें चलना है। तो दिस इज हाउ यम इज डिफाइंड, विच इज अ सोशल डिसिप्लिन। देन कम्स द नियम, सेल्फ डिसिप्लिन। फर्स्ट वन इज शौच। हमें शारीरिक शुद्धता रखनी है, उसके साथ साथ मानसिक शुद्धता भी रखनी है। चित्त हमारा शुद्ध होना चाहिए। एक शुद्ध और शांत चित्त भूमि में ही सही ज्ञान आ सकता है। अगर आपको विद्या चाहिए, विद्या वो होती है जो हमें लिबरेट करे। ठीक है, सा विद्या या विमुक्ता है। सही ज्ञान चाहिए तो अपने चित्त भूमि को आपको हमेशा शुद्ध रखना होगा। बंजर जमीन में बीज नहीं होता है। ठीक उसी प्रकार चित्त भूमि अगर शुद्ध होगी तभी उसमें नए पल्लवित बीज होंगे, नए आइडियाज, नई विद्या हमें उस ग्रहण करने की क्षमता आएगी। तो शौच, संतोष, नाम से आपको समझ में आ रहा है, संतोष होना चाहिए जीवन में। जितना मिला है उससे संतुष्ट होने की आशा होनी चाहिए। आज क्या कर रहा है चाइना, अपना एक्सपेंशन कर रहा है क्योंकि जितना मिला है कभी उस पे वो संतोष कर ही नहीं पा रहा है। यूक्रेन वॉर कर रहा है रशिया से, आप सभी देख ही रहे हैं। ये सब क्या है? असंतोष का ही कारण। तपस, हमारे जीवन में तप जरूर होना चाहिए। तप, अगर एक छोटा एग्जांपल दूं तो हम सभी फास्ट रखते हैं, उपवास रखते हैं, वो भी एक प्रकार का तप है। तप मीन्स अपने सेंसेस को संयमित करना। हमारे संस्कृति में कभी कंट्रोल नहीं है, सप्रेशन नहीं है। सप्रेशन इज टोटली अवॉइडेड इन अवर संस्कृति। हमारे संस्कृति में इंद्रियों का संयम बोला गया है, इंद्रियों का नियंत्रण नहीं। हमें संयमित करना है अपनी इंद्रियों को, कितना कब चाहिए इंद्रियों को ये सिखाना है हमें, इंद्रियों का बल बढ़ाना है। तो वो तपस से होता है। स्वाध्याय मतलब हमें ऐसे ग्रंथों का अध्ययन करना है जिससे हमारे चित्त शुद्ध हो, हमारा विजडम इंक्रीज हो, इवॉल्व। लास्ट आता है नियम में ईश्वर प्रणिधान। ऑलवेज डू एनी काइंड ऑफ टास्क इन द वर्ल्ड, वॉट एवर दिस डिवाइन विल हैज गिवन यू, always try to surrender your work. Just be confident that I can do it and just surrender it to the God. That is ईश्वर प्रणिधान। हमेशा आप, कोई भी आप डिवाइन शक्ति को जिनको आप पूछते हैं, जिनको आप मानते हैं, जस्ट सरेंडर योर वर्क, सरेंडर द रिजल्ट टू द गॉड एंड, और उस पर कूद जाइए। ये है ईश्वर प्रणिधान। भगवान को जब हम समर्पित करके आगे काम करते हैं तो दैट कम्स अंडर द ईश्वर प्रणिधान। तो दिस इज हाउ यम एंड नियम इज कंक्लूडेड। नेक्स्ट आता है आसन, जो आप सभी फेमिलियर होंगे। यम और नियम, ये जो कंडक्ट हैं, ये बुद्धिज्म में भी फॉलो होते हैं, ये जैनिज्म में भी फॉलो होते हैं। बट हम इन दो पार्ट को जब तक नहीं समझेंगे, योग हमारा फ्यूटाइल हो जाएगा, योग करना हमारा फ्रूटलेस हो जाएगा, जब तक हम यम और नियम को अपनाएंगे नहीं जीवन में। ठीक है, तो यम नियम को समझे बिना हम कूद जाते हैं डायरेक्ट आसन में। आसन आता है, यम और नियम प्रिपेयर्स अस फॉर द फर्दर प्रैक्टिसेस। आसन के लिए प्रिपरेशन होता है यम और नियम। आसन क्या है? बहुत ही ब्यूटीफुली, जैसे मैंने बोला 195 सूत्र में महर्षि पतंजलि जी ने डिस्क्राइब किया, तो उसमें आसन को उन्होंने एक छोटे से सूत्र में इतने बड़े नॉलेज को बता दिया। उन्होंने बोला स्थिरम सुखम आसन। दैट मीन्स, स्थिरम मीन्स स्टेबिलिटी के साथ, सुखम चीयरफुलनेस के साथ। अगर आप किसी पोस्चर को अटेन कर सकते हैं, दैट इज आसन। आप सिंपली बैठ जाइए बिना हिले, स्टेबली और चीयरफुली, तो देन यू आर एट आसन। तो उन्होंने कोई स्पेसिफिक आसन का नाम नहीं लिया, बस उन्होंने डिस्क्राइब कर दिया अगर आप स्थिर होकर सुखपूर्वक बैठ सकते हैं तो वो आसन। फिर आता है प्राणायाम। जैसा मैंने पहले बोला, आज हमारा टॉपिक भी है साइंस ऑफ ब्रीदिंग, which I think hurriedly I have put it breathing. I should have put it pranayam, science of pranayam. प्राणायाम और ब्रीदिंग में डिफरेंस है। नॉर्मल एक्सलेशन एंड inhalation is breathing. Already there are so much happening, chemical processes are happening in our body when we inhale and exhale, pass on of carbon dioxide and oxygen in our lungs, that is happening. But normal inhalation and exhalation is breathing, and regulated breathing can be treated as pranayam. प्राण प्लस आयाम, दैट मीन्स एक्सपेंशन ऑफ योर प्राणिक एनर्जी। योग का एक एलिमेंट है प्राणिक ऊर्जा को प्राप्त करना। वही हमारे तेजस को, वही हमारे ओजस को, जिसको हम आज के टर्म में ऑरा बोल देते हैं, वो एक बहुत ही मॉडर्न टर्म है और मीनिंग उतना वेटेज रखता नहीं है। जो ओजस और तेजस को जब आप समझेंगे, वो बढ़ता है आपकी प्राण ऊर्जा से। तो प्राणायाम मीन्स एक्सपेंशन ऑफ योर प्राण विच कम्स थ्रू द रेगुलेटेड ब्रीदिंग। जैसे अभी हम इसकी एक प्रैक्टिस करेंगे, नाड़ी शोधन क्रिया, नाड़ी शोधन प्राणायाम। तो प्राणायाम से हमारी प्राणिक ऊर्जा का रेगुलेशन होता है बॉडी में। प्राणिक ऊर्जा इज नॉट द ऑक्सीजन दैट वी इनहेल और एक्सहेल। आप ये कह सकते हैं ये वो फ्यूल है जिससे गाड़ी चलती है। ऑक्सीजन इसके थ्रू सप्लाई होता है हमारी बॉडी में, हम ये कह सकते हैं। तो प्राणिक ऊर्जा को नियंत्रित करना है, प्राणिक ऊर्जा को बढ़ाना है अपने शरीर में, तो आपको प्राणायाम का आश्रय लेना होगा। और प्राणायाम किससे आता है? आसन के बाद। ओके, when we prepare our body through asan, then only we will be ready for the pranayam. These all are the steps which we are reading through ashtanga yoga. Last, and then comes the pratyahar. Pratyahar, as you can read, withdrawal of senses. Withdrawal of senses क्यों जरूरी है? withdrawal of senses, जैसा हमने पढ़ा, हम सेंसेस से बहुत सी चीजें ग्रास्प कर रहे हैं 24/7 ऑल द टाइम 365 days। बट जब हम उसको विड्रॉ करते हैं, संयमित करते हैं, तो हमारा सारा ध्यान, जैसा आपने अभी जो 1 मिनट ध्यान किया था स्टार्टिंग में, टू डिक्लटर योर माइंड, तो आपने जब अपनी आंख बंद करी तो आप, मैं नहीं बोल रहा हूँ कि आप एकदम तुरंत क्विकली अटेंड कर लिए होंगे आपने वो वन पॉइंटेडनेस, वो स्टिलनेस आपने अटेंड की होगी 1 मिनट में या फिर 30 सेकेंड में, पॉसिबल सबके साथ नहीं हुआ होगा। बट फिर भी आप बाहरी दुनिया से डिस्कनेक्ट हो गए थे। दैट्स वाई आई एम ट्राइंग टू मेक यू फील दिस सेशन थ्रू द प्रैक्टिसेस। आप बाहरी दुनिया से जब डिस्कनेक्ट हो गए थे तो आप स्वयं से कनेक्ट हुए थे। दैट इज वॉट इन अ वेरी इजी वे टू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट विड्रॉल ऑफ सेंसेस इज। जब हम सेंसेस को विड्रॉल करते हैं, सेंसेस मतलब ज्ञान इंद्रियों को, कर्मेंद्रियों, तो हम स्वयं से जुड़ पाते हैं। एंड दैट इज द अल्टीमेट गोल ऑफ योग, टू कनेक्ट विद योर सेल्फ। हम सब चीज से कनेक्ट होना चाहते हैं, मोबाइल से, इंटरनेट से, ट्विटर से, सोशल मीडिया से, बट स्वयं से कनेक्ट नहीं होते। हम भाग रहे हैं, क्यों भाग रहे हैं? हमें समझना होगा। जब तक हम स्वयं से कनेक्ट नहीं होंगे, दिस ब्यूटीफुल इंस्ट्रूमेंट, दिस वेरी ब्यूटीफुल मशीन दैट वी हैव गॉट, वी आर नॉट ट्राइंग टू अचीव अ ब्यूटीफुल कनेक्शन, क्योंकि हम परिवार में सभी लोग चले जाएंगे, बट ये शरीर हमेशा रहेगा। हम सबसे रिश्ते बनाना चाहते हैं, मगर स्वयं से रिश्ता नहीं बना रहे हैं। तो प्रत्याहार हमें ये सिखाता है कि स्वयं से आपको रिश्ता बनाना है। और ये योग का एक बहुत ही ब्यूटीफुल आयाम है। मगर ये तभी संभव होगा जब आप, फिफ्थ पार्ट है, यम में, नियम में, आसन में, प्राणायाम में निपुण हो जाएंगे, तभी आप प्रत्याहार कर पाएंगे। देन कम्स धारणा। when you when you just close your eyes, or or just follow your thought, or see your thoughts, and just stick to one thought, that comes under the paradigm of dharana. बट जब एक थॉट में आप स्टिक हो जाते हैं, जब आप सिंपली फ्लो ऑफ थॉट्स को देख रहे हैं, धारणा कर रहे हैं, और फिर एक थॉट में आप स्टिक हो जाते हैं, उस फ्लो ऑफ थॉट्स आपको अफेक्ट नहीं कर रहा है, तो आप धीरे धीरे उस ध्यान में चले जाते हैं। मतलब धारणा का एक लॉन्गर ड्यूरेशन ध्यान में कन्वर्ट होना है। देन कम्स द अल्टीमेट गोल ऑफ योग इज समाधि, विच इज वननेस। आपने अचीव कर लिए वननेस विद द इंटायर कॉस्मोस। आई थिंक अभी इतना ही समझना बेटर होगा। तो समाधि अटेंड करने के बाद चलिए आगे बढ़ते हैं हम सब। योग is not merely an exercise regimen. As again, this is a reminder for you all. Yoga is not merely an exercise regimen said by our modern rishi Sri Aurobindo. हम सभी भाग्यशाली हैं कि भारत भूमि में इतने ऋषि मुनि पैदा हुए, उन्होंने इतना कंट्रीब्यूशन दिया अपना तप से। The whole collective consciousness of Bharat is emerging only because of the tap of the rishis as well as present generations. तो कंट्रीब्यूशन योग में बहुत से लोगों का है, जिसके बारे में अभी हिस्टोरिसिटी में हम समझ रहे हैं, वही समझते हुए आगे बढ़ रहे हैं और इसके बारे में पढ़ेंगे। एक और बहुत ही ब्यूटीफुल थॉट है बाय श्री अरविंदो। ऑल रिलीजन, प्लीज पे अटेंशन, ऑल रिलीजन इज अ फ्लावर ऑफ विच योग इज द रूट। ऑल फिलोसफी, पोएट्री एंड द वर्क्स ऑफ जीनियस यूज इट कॉन्शियसली और अनकॉन्शियसली एज एन इंस्ट्रूमेंट। हम सभी योग को यूज कर रहे हैं एज एन, टू जस्ट इवॉल्व दिस इंस्ट्रूमेंट। चाहे वो कोई भी फील्ड हो, आप इसको यूज कर सकते हैं और आप इससे बेटर रिजल्ट पा सकते हैं। बट अगेन, कीप योर सेल्फ ऑलवेज remember this, that yoga is not only a physical exercise. The ultimate goal of yoga is to attain samadhi, to achieve the adhyatmic bal, to achieve the indri bal, to achieve the yogic bal. Okay, so
Sir,
and finally,
I'm sorry to interrupt, but our session time is being over, and our
okay,
next speaker is here. So if you could like
okay,
wind up a little faster.
okay, chalo. So what is the correct definition of health? As said by Sushrut, health is a state of equilibrium of tridosh, which is a fundamental physiological governing principles of the body, and Jatragni, which is a digestive process. If one's digestive process is fine, then he is healthy. and our Sapt Dhatu is stable, then he is or she is healthy. If our excretion is well, and finally our sense organs, mind, and soul are in a state of bliss. This is the comprehensive definition of health. We can't see anyone and say that he or she is healthy until unless that doesn't fall under these principles of your healthy person, which is given by Shushruth. How much time I have?
Sir,
5 minutes,
actually
10.
the session is over at 11.
Okay,
Okay, sir.
okay. Okay.
So,
Actually, starting the connection problem was there. So, okay,
yes,
fine.
yes, no problem, sir. You can just, as much as, because our next speaker is also here. So, if you could just focus on the main points and do your best, whatever you can do.
Okay, okay, fine.
Okay, sir.
So, as we talk about science of breath, when it is very beautifully written in a shlok in Hatyo Pradipika, Chalevate chalam chittam nishchale nishchalam bhavet, yogi sthadutvam apnoti tato vayum nirodhay. That in a very simple way we can understand it. When our breath wanders, when our breathing is not in rhythm, not systematized, then our chit also wanders. But yogi restrains our breath to live long and healthy. So if we connect, if we have a hold on our breathing, if we have a proper संयमित breathing, नियंत्रित breathing, जैसा हम कहते हैं लंबी, धीमी, गहरी, नियंत्रित और नियमित श्वास अगर हम लेना और जानते हैं, तो हम अपने चित्त को स्टेबल, स्थिर रख सकते हैं, क्योंकि देयर इज अ वेरी ब्यूटीफुल लिंकेज बिटवीन योर चित्त एंड योर ब्रीदिंग. अगर हमारी श्वास तेज है तो हमारा चित्त अनस्टेबल होता है. अगर हमारी शैलो ब्रीदिंग है तो हमारा चित्त अनस्टेबल होता है. और अगर हमारी डीप ब्रीदिंग है, हमारा जो पैटर्न है ब्रीदिंग का वो डीप है, कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव ब्रीदिंग करते हैं हम, कंप्लीट वाइटल कैपेसिटी ऑफ लंग्स को यूटिलाइज करते हैं, तो हमारा चित्त भी स्टेबल होता है. तो इस श्लोक से यही कंफर्म हो रहा है कि देयर इज अ प्रॉपर लिंकेज बिटवीन योर चित्त and your breathing pattern. Okay, we can say deep breathing is directly proportional to the balanced, calm, and cheerful mind. Mind is a very common term that we use, but it is actually antakaran chatushtay, which is manas, buddhi, chit, and ahankar. So in Ishavasya Upanishad, it is already been said that one should wish to live 100 years on this earth. He should live doing karma, but karma should be, again, they should not attach to the result. और हम ये 100 years की एस्पिरेशन कैसे कर पाएंगे जब हम हेल्दी रहेंगे. और साइंस ऑफ प्राणायाम, साइंस ऑफ ब्रीदिंग प्लेज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट रोल टू मेक वन हेल्दी एंड लिव लॉन्ग. बट व्हाट इज द करेक्ट वे ऑफ ब्रीदिंग? Because of scarcity of time, I don't think that we can practice the correct breathing technique. So let's talk about its types. These are clavicular breathing, thoracic breathing is the second one, and diaphragmatic or abdominal breathing is the third one. In clavicular breathing, we say we breathe with the help of our collarbones, with the help of our shoulders, which is also one type of breathing which we utilize in our daily work. Then comes the thoracic breathing with the help of our chest muscles. And the last one is abdominal breathing, which helps you to do a deep breathing. Okay, in science of breathing, we have to understand two parts of the autonomic nervous system, that is sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. Suppose if we are seeing any flight and fight condition, then our sympathetic nervous system help us to survive in that condition, which has been utilized by cave dwellers and in the ancient times. And parasympathetic nervous system is responsible for maintaining our mind calm, composed. So yoga help us to activate, especially pranayam, help us to activate the PNS, that is parasympathetic nervous system, and which is also a part of correct breathing technique. That's why in science of breathing, it is very important to talk about sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. PNS help us in rest state, and SNS help us in acute stress response, which is also important. But we need to focus upon parasympathetic nervous system. So we have three impacts: physiological, psychological, and adhyatmic impact of yoga. We will try to integrate it with this topic. So vagus nerve is a longest nerve of autonomic nervous system or parasympathetic nervous system. So as we are seeing that yoga is directly related, it optimally utilizes parasympathetic or evolved parasympathetic as well as sympathetic nervous system. But we are talking here PNS only. I'm in short form, I'm saying it PNS. But in PNS, there is a longest nerve, which is vagus nerve. This is responsible for all the involuntary function in our body. It consists of sensory and motor fibers as well. What type of functions? Our heartbeat, our temperature of the body, our blood flow, our digestion, our relaxation, or the contraction in your intestine, everything, all involuntary function are regulated by parasympathetic nervous system through this nerve, which carries the electrical response from the brain to the all parts of the body. Okay, so we can activate this vagus nerve through Brahmari pranayam. What we have done in the earlier time, in the beginning of the session, that is Makar chanting, in which we have done humming chant. Through that humming chant, we can activate our vagus nerve and we can feel more calm, more composed, whatever may be the situation. So vagus nerve is the primary nerve of the PNS. When the body is at rest, that means our heart rate is very optimal, digestion is stimulated, it promotes relaxation as well. हम इसको स्टिमुलेट करके भी कुछ ऐसे प्रोसीजर्स होते हैं मेडिकल लाइफ में, मेडिकल टर्मिनोलॉजी में भी, कि किसी को डिप्रेशन है, एपिलेप्सी है, ऑटो इम्यून डिसऑर्डर है, इन्फ्लेमेटरी डिसऑर्डर है, तो उसको इलेक्ट्रिकल इंपल्स देके वेगस नर्व को स्टिमुलेट किया जाता है. दिस इज अ मॉडर्न साइंस, but through yoga also we can do it. So here comes the role of Brahmari pranayam. How we can stimulate vagus nerve? Through Brahmari pranayam, through dhyan, which is a restful alert state. And one also daily activities that we can do is go cold shower. What happens when we do Brahmari pranayam? ये अभी रिसेंट स्टडी में भी पाया गया है कि when we do Brahmari pranayam, then there is a secretion of nitric oxide in our body, and when that nitric oxide help our body in physiologically to dilate our lungs and veins so that maximum blood supply and maximum oxygen happens in our body, and which lowers the BP as well. This is a relation of yogic practice in modern science. We can relate everything of yogic practices in current times. Let's come to the psychological impact. We have a brain waves, gamma, beta, alpha, theta, delta. You can see there are from gamma to delta, there is a decrease of frequency. So when our gamma waves is activated, this is a brain wave. So when it is activated having frequency from 30 to 100, then we are at most active state. When we are doing some calculation, when we are doing some complex problem, when we are doing some system thinking, engaging our mind completely, then we are activating gamma waves in our brain. So yoga helps us to activate or to transfer the brain waves from gamma to delta waves. Through when we increase or evolve in our practice, then we move from gamma waves to delta waves, and this is how we achieve complete calmness, complete silence, or as we say, alert, restful state. We will be alert as well as in rest also. So this is a reminder which is more important to know your friends or the family. The panda replied, the dragon replied, it is what is important is know yourself. Yoga help us to know ourselves. When we talk about psychological impact, I will take only 5 to 6 minutes. I will try. In psychological impact, if you are talking, then we can't leave Maharshi effect. Maharshi effect talks about the dhyan practice, which is known as he has derived it from the Vedic wisdom, but he has termed it as transcendental meditation. Meditation is not the perfect word for dhyan. Dhyan is non-translatable, like as yoga, you can't translate yoga in English. Similarly, dhyan is dhyan, not meditation. So what is alert, restful state, which is a depiction of dhyan? It is a combination of deep state of rest plus mental alertness. When it is just like a fallen arrow, an arrow is fallen on the floor, you just picked up and put it on the floor, put it on the bow and just stretch it. It will be ready to hit the target. So this is the state of any dhyani, any manushya, any person who is in dhyanast avastha. वो अवस्था है alert, restful state. So we talk about altered state of consciousness, trance state, flow state. This is all depiction of that dhyan itself. So Maharshi effect is propounded by Maharshi Mahesh Yogi during mid 20th century. What he says that अगर कोई भी सिटी के 1% लोग और उसका स्क्वायर रूट कर दिया जाए, वो इस मेडिटेशन, इस ध्यान प्रैक्टिस को फॉलो करते हैं, तो सिटी का जो टर्बुलेंस है वो 16% रिड्यूस हो सकता है. दिस इज अ स्टडी एंड हैज बीन पब्लिश्ड इन रिसर्च एज वेल. टर्बुलेंस मीन्स सोसाइटी में जो वायलेंस है, क्राइम रेट है, मर्डर है या फिर अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट है, जो भी डिसहार्मोनी है सोसाइटी में, वो ड्रास्टिक रिड्यूस हो सकता है अगर सिटी के कोई भी सिटी पॉपुलेशन के मात्र 1% लोग इस प्रैक्टिस को करते हैं. तो the field of consciousness that will generate will affect the whole city. This is what it means. अगर परिवार में एक व्यक्ति भी ध्यान करता है तो वो सारे लोगों को अपनी फील्ड ऑफ कॉन्शियसनेस से इम्पैक्ट करता है in a smaller way. This is what Maharishi effect is saying. Adhyatmic impact is very wide. We are seeing from the beginning to untap the cosmic intelligence, जिसको हम परम ब्रह्म भी बोलते हैं, विद्या भी बोलते हैं. स्वामी विवेकानंद ने भी कहा है, the real aim of education is the manifestation of perfection which is already within. हम सब में perfection है, but हमको उसको manifest करना है. That is the real goal of education. तो उस कॉस्मिक इंटेलिजेंस को समझना है, सुपर कॉन्शियसनेस की तरफ पहुंचना है हमें, तो अनटैप करना ही आध्यात्मिक इम्पैक्ट है. एज यू आर सीइंग दिस ब्यूटीफुल इमेज इन विच फ्लावर इज ब्लूमिंग इन द हार्ट, सो दिस विल ब्लूम इन योर हृदय भूमि, हृदय क्षेत्र, when your चित्त भूमि is शुद्ध through the practice of yoga. You will get a clarity, fearlessness, confidence, one pointedness, calmness, equanimity, and finally rishitva, the good of the property of rishis in your life. If you practice and follow this yogic journey under the guidance of learned guru, then deep and wide spiritual consciousness and chitta suddhi, an integrated inner and outer existence. There will be integration, there will be complete harmony in your inner self and outer self. Then you will definitely able to unfold your divine potential, which is the ultimate goal of integral yoga, as said by Sri Aurobindo as well. Then your sattva gun will emerge. That means niskam bhav and sakshi bhav. You will observe things, you will be a silent observer. You will be able to generate this ability in yourself, in your personality, by just activating all your panch kosh from annamay to anandamay. Then you will understand, you will be able to generate nishkam bhav. Nishkam bhav, you will never be nirlipt, you will never be lipt in any action. You will be nirlipt, unattached to the action, to the result. That is niskam bhav. Samdrishti, that is oneness, which is the final goal of your oneness. You will see everyone similarly. You will not differentiate, discriminate between peoples. That samdrishti will be achieved through the adhyatmic impact of yoga. From definitely yam to samadhi, you will attain all this through anubhuti. Dhanyavad. Thank you. It is probably true quite generally that in the history of human thinking, the most fruitful developments frequently take place at those points where two different line of thoughts meet. This, you can see images of scientists from modern to from ancient to modern, right from Maharshi, right from Swami Vivekananda, Nikola Tesla, or you say J.C. Bose, or you say ancient times Nagarjuna, Bhaskaracharya. At present, you can say there are many scientists in ISRO as well. All are somewhere confluencing at this point of wisdom, which is known as yogic wisdom. Thank you for the patience. We need to generate this qualities in our life, that is courage, progress, receptivity, aspiration, perseverance, and many things other, with the grace of Mahakali, Mahasaraswati, Mahalakshmi, and Maheshwari. At last, a student asked to his guru, where does enlightenment begin? The master pointed to the breeze and said, where seeking ends. And a student just sat there smiling. So you all smile. Thank you. Thank you for the time. Thank you for the patience. Thank you to the whole team of organizers for inviting me. Om Tat Sat. I will end this with the Shanti Part. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina, Sarve Santu Niramaya, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschit Dukh Bhag Bhave. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yep.
Thank you so very much for today's session. It has been a really pleasure listening to you. It has been really wonderful listening to you. So we
So
had, I think all of our listeners, participants has today gained a lot of knowledge about the health. It was really wonderful to learn the scientific perspectives of yoga and the way you bridged this ancient Indian knowledge with the current technologies. It was really mesmerizing. So, sir, from all of us at Galgotias University, we would like to thank you so much for accepting to be a speaker in this FDP. And as a token of gratitude, I request you to accept this e-memento from our part. And we really thank you for being with us today. Kindly accept this e-memento as a token of our gratitude. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, definitely, I have accepted it. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I wish you all good luck. Have a very great life, mindful life. If you would like, then I can share my PPT as well. Some parts of the slide we have missed because of the shortage of time.
Yes, sir. If you would share the PPT and we will
Please share
then
the to your
forward
faculty.
it to the participants, whoever asked for it.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Can I leave?
Yes, sir. You can definitely leave. Yes. Okay. Now, after this wonderful session, we would now like to invite our next speaker of the day, Dr. Shadab Ahmad Ansari. Ansari, sir, if you are here, please can you let us know?
Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
Okay, sir. So let us now welcome our next resource person who brings psychology to life with clarity, compassion, and context. Dr. Shadab Ahmed Ansari is a professor of psychology at the School of Liberal Education, Galgotias University. With a multifaceted background that blends academia, research, human resources, and social entrepreneurship, Dr. Ansari stands as a guide for nurturing both emotional intelligence and professional readiness. He has led a successful international recruitment firm serving diverse industries. Dr. Ansari emphasizes applied psychology and critical thinking and encourages students to become rational, informed decision makers. Passionate about innovation in education and healthcare, his teaching blends theory with practical experience to nurture professionally competent, socially conscious, and emotionally intelligent individuals. Today, his session will focus on yoga and psychology of mindfulness. Let us welcome Dr. Ansari as he opens a profound dialogue between yogic awareness and the cognitive science. Sir, the stage is all yours. Is it possible? Is the camera working, sir, or still there is a technical problem?
I think it is going to work,
Okay,
right?
okay, sir. So,
I hope it's working. Thank you
yes,
so much.
we can see you. So, welcome,
Thank you
sir.
so much, ma'am, for
Welcome to
thank you
today's
so much,
session.
ma'am, for
I am sure our
thank you so
participants
much,
are
ma'am.
waiting to listen from you. So, without further delay, I would
First of
request
all,
Dr. Ansari to take the stage.
thank you so much, ma'am. Right, I'm very much thankful for your kind introduction, right, and your warm, if you talk about welcome to this FDP on translating evidence-based uh, this FDP program, right? And I'm also very much thankful to the Dr. Gaurav sir, right, who has invited me for this important session, right? And I'm fortunate enough that today is the talk about 21st of June, right? And today is the Yoga Day, and I'm thankful that it's I'm blessed that it is the very fortunate day because now the India is, if you talk about flourishing, right, it has been known globally, right, in terms of the illuminating the knowledge, right, which the origin is India, and the all the yogic exercises, right, if you talk about the yoga which is flourishing across globe, this is what exactly it is very significant, very important, right? And now people are understanding the uh, important or the significance of yoga and the meditation, and the worldwide are recognizing is, and now it is becoming, if you talk about, part of our day, right, daily activities, right? the professional people, the schools and colleges, everybody is, if we talk about using, getting the benefit of it. So thank you so much, ma'am. And you have made me I think,
Yes,
you
sir.
have
You
made
are
me
the
the
co-host.
co-host.
You can share the screen as you wish. You have the
Thank
permission.
you so much, ma'am. Let me share my screen.
Yes, sir.
I will not take much time because I think Mr. Suvan Singh has already explored a lot of things right over here and very scientifically, right? So I will do more about interesting about the part of the mindfulness. That what exactly I will speak on it, right? And my more about this, I will take a chair session of meditation, right? I think that is very important, right? For today's sessions, it's going to be an impact, deep impact. So my today's topic is session is I'll be talking on yoga and the psychology of meditation. Right, yoga it is very well defined. That is always it is in Sanskrit. It is known as use, which means if you talk about to yoga or union of mind, body, and spirit. Right. So it's if you go about the history, its origins track back over 5,000 years to ancient India. So key practices includes asana, some postures, pranayam, breathe, and dhyana meditation. So there is a combination of all these things, the yam niyam, all the 8 niyams, right, which has been already discussed by Mr. Shubham, and definitely the pranayam and the dhyan. The ultimate aim is the dhyan, the samadhi, which is happens right with the help of the postures pranayam and in synchronized way, and the person reaches to the dhyana stage or the, and after that it is the ultimate aim is the samadhi. So what exactly if we talk about the Indian tradition of yoga is always discussed in terms of the asana awareness, right, the physical postures which cultivates the present moment awareness through sensation. And what exactly about the does the pranayam or the breathing exercises? The pranayam always increase pranadhanayam, right? Pranayam is always increasing your the life energy, the vital force, right? If you practice continuously on that, and there is a role of vagus nerve, which is automatically if we talk about discuss in terms of the connection between the brain and all the internal organ, right? So this is very important or significant nerves, right, which is there in our body, which always if you talk about focus on that, if it is found a rest position, so it will elevate and increase the function of the internal body, right? And of course the meditation always if you talk about deepens you, makes you understand what exactly you are, right, your self-awareness, right, your self-concept, right, is what I now talking about. The yoga, which from the Sanskrit root yuj, meaning to join or unite, refers to the union of mind, body, and spirit, right? And it in India, if we talk about in the wisdom text, right, like Yodas, Upanishad, and Patanjali Yoga Sutra, right? They always talk about the 8 limbs of yoga, Ashtanga Yoga by Patanjali, Yama, Niyam, Asan, Pranayam, Pratyahara, Dharan, Dhyana, and Samadhi. These are all the stages, right? Which is what exactly I'm roughly, if we talk about, it has been described very well by Mr. Shubham, right? The Yama is more about the ethical restraints, for example, non-violence, truth, and Niyam is more about internal disciplines like contentment, self-study. Asana is all about physical postures, and pranayam is more about breath control, and pratyahara is more about withdrawal of senses, right? And dharan is what exactly the concentration, and dhyana means meditation, and samadhi the ultimate is the if you talk about uh, the transcendence of the blissful or obsessive state. Now how these yogic concept basically uh, the mind fluctuation, chit vritti, and the psychological correlate is connected with each other. Let's discuss about that. The chit vritti, right? Chit vritti is more about in psychology it is which is known as the cognitive distortion, right? If you have cognitive distortion or chitta vritti, so you're not able to concentrate, you're not able to take any kind of decisions, right, which happens stress and anxiety. And equanimity is something which is more about, in psychological correlate, if you connect with them, it is known as the emotional regulations or resilience. It's more about how you are combating to the situation, right? Your coping mechanism. So that is known as samta or equanimity. And self-observation is more about swadhyaya. And we can connect it with, in psychological terms, attention and metacognition. And detachments, if you talk about what exactly in the Lord Shiva's is always talk about the ultimate aim of a person's life is detach. Because if you're detaching, right, detachment is very much required in the nobody and but we always have the mo and mayas, right? We are always connected with emotion. Being a person, being a human person, we cannot, it is very difficult to eliminate the moh or the maya, right? So the practicing of this yoga, samadhi, yoga, all the postures, pranayam, breathing and all, this will leads to the state of detachment. If, and in psychology also, if you talk about detachment, is what exactly? It is more about empathy. It's not sympathy, it's more about empathetical, empathy. If you're empathetic enough for your client, right, for patient who is suffering from sorts of distortion, some sorts of psychological ailments or problem, so definitely that will clear, that will, if you talk about impact you, or if you talk about
Shadab sir, are you here?
again, am I audible?
Yes, sir, but we are unable to see the screen. There was some problem, I guess. Thank you, participants, for bearing with us. There was some technical glitch. Okay, we are back.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, yes, sir, you are audible.
My
Yes,
PPT
sir,
is
screen is
visible.
visible, sir. Screen are visible. Yes, sir.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So
Screen is
this
visible.
is what exactly I was. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your confirmation. So what exactly I was talking about the detachment, right? So it's more about letting the your ego, right? It should be, if you talk about vanished, right? It should be not active, right? So what exactly, according to Shiva's, if you talk about that, it's more about varagya. And in psychology, it is more about letting go your ego, right? And I was just talking about how you have to deal with your patients, with your client, right? You should be more empathetic, not sympathetic. Empathetic, if you're detached enough, then only you are able to help your client. You're the patient who is suffering from mental troubleness, right? This is what exactly it is already written in the Lord Shivas, if you talk about Shiv Surithita, right? And the last one is meditation, right? Meditation is more about the dhyana. It is more about mindfulness, attention, regulation, right? So mindfulness is what exactly the dhyana, right? In psychology, what is mindfulness and why do we need mindfulness today more than ever, right? So mindfulness in psychology, it's more about attention regulation, staying focused on the present, right? Body awareness, connecting with physical sensations, emotional regulation, reducing activities, reactivity, sense of self, fostering self-acceptance. Mindfulness is always about awareness about your world, right? What is going around you in present. and that mindfulness is without any judgment, right? It should be non-judgmental, right? And when you practice mindfulness, it has a very significant impact in your, if we talk about day-to-day life, right? And it is an ability to sustain attention on present moment experiences, involving shifting attention from distraction to a focal point, example, breath sensation. And it always enhances concentration, reduces mind wandering, improves task performance, right? This is what exactly the one aspect or the benefit of the mindfulness, practicing mindfulness. And body awareness, paying close attention to a physical sensation, example, breath, tension, heartbeat. It helps identify stress responses and early emotional cues, right? And emotional regulation, it is always a non-reactive and non-judgmental attitude toward emotions, which cultivates emotional flexibility and response inhibition. It reduces intensity and duration of negative emotions, anger, anxiety, and sadness, right? And it always talking about the sense of self, which fosters a balanced, accepting view of oneself, increases self-compassion, reduces over-identification with thoughts or failures, right? So, evidence, if you're talking about the research evidence, like combined James MPSR, mindfulness based stress reduction, it always as a program which has been developed in the year 1979 at the University of Massachusetts, 8 weeks growth program using meditation and yoga, which proven to reduce the chronic stress, pain, and anxiety. In fact, there are some findings, neuroscientific findings, which increased prefrontal cortex activity. It also decreased the amygdala activation and increased hippocampus campal density, right? So this is what exactly some empirical support. Again, if you talk about in the Bayer 2003 and Holzel et al. 2011, they have multiple findings, right? In terms of the meta-analysis shows a strong correlation between mindfulness practice and well-being. So there is a very strong correlation between mindfulness practice and your well-being and your structural brain changes observation after 8 weeks in FBCR. So these are the results which is happening in, if we talk about when you're practicing the mindfulness techniques. So I want to show you some videos. After that, I will be taking you sessions for meditations. Let me show you a video. What exactly the mindfulness. Um,
Sir, if there is a network issue, you can
just
switch off your camera and just make the just share the slide. I
I'm just
think
sharing
there
it,
might
ma'am.
be
No,
some...
no, no, no. I'm just sharing a video, right? My clip, right? And this is why exactly
Okay,
it's
okay,
happening.
okay.
Just 2 minutes. Just 2 minutes. I'm sharing
Okay.
some mindfulness clipping.
No problem, sir.
My screen is visible.
Yes, sir, it's visible, visible.
So there is a very small clip out in terms of the what exactly the mindfulness, right? That really gives you a clear picture about and how it is going to happen, right? And impact of the physical well-being, right? Physical and emotional well-being. The video clipping is open.
So we are unable to get the sound.
Sound is not visible, ma'am.
Okay, okay, sir. No problem. Sound is not there.
Should I reshare?
Yes, sir. When you share and you go to the share screen, you can.
Ma'am, should I reshare?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And when you reshare, while
Just a sec.
sharing, you will.
Just a sec. Just a
Yes, sir.
sec.
Yes, sir. When you are sharing your screen, on the left hand side, you will see integrate sound, and if you check that one, if you click on that one, the sound will come. Otherwise, the sound will not come.
Acha, also I am just going. Oh, I got it.
You see under it there is share sound option.
Your breathing.
Mind and body fully relax.
Yes, sir. Now we
Using techniques may lead to some of the following mental health benefits. You might learn better ways to control your emotions and be able to handle stressful events more easily. It could even help to improve relationships with friends and family. Research suggests that people who practice mindfulness may be able to handle conflict more effectively. Mindfulness can allow us to be more present and self-aware.
What's the use? We just end up arguing and it stresses me out. I don't have the energy to talk to her right now. Ugh, everything is so stressful.
Mindfulness is the practice of acknowledging what you're feeling without judging the emotions or sensations as you're feeling them. Why practice mindfulness? Well, it helps to direct attention away from stress or other negative thoughts. It can also help support good mental health by giving you a simple way to manage negative thoughts and emotions. You can practice mindfulness anywhere, at any time, and produce a state of mindfulness meditation in many different ways.
I've been using mindfulness on my breaks at work and after long, stressful days. I just find a quiet space to do it. Sometimes it's an empty room or my parked car.
Simple things like guided breathing techniques while sitting in traffic, to more structured practices like body scanning or walking meditation can all promote relaxation and reduce stress. Here are some ways you can incorporate mindfulness into everyday activities. Pay attention. Focus on sights, smells, sounds, and textures in your environment. Acknowledge each sense before focusing on the next one. Live in the moment. Don't think of things in the past or worry about the future. Concentrate on what is happening here and now. Accept yourself. Speak kindly to yourself. Use gentle words for yourself, like you would use for your loved ones. Focus on your breathing. Intentionally breathe in and out in a slow, calculated way.
I found an app that helps me use mindfulness. I put on my headphones and just focus on the audio to let my mind and body fully relax.
Using these techniques may lead to some of the following mental health benefits. You might learn better ways to control your emotions and be able to handle stressful events more easily. It could even help to improve relationships with friends and family. Research suggests that people who practice mindfulness may be able to handle conflict more effectively. Mindfulness can allow us to be more present and self-aware. Many people recognize the benefits of mindfulness and even set time aside every day. More structured techniques. These could include body scan meditation. Lie on your back with your legs extended. From head to toe or toe to head, slowly focus your attention on each area of your body, pausing at each body part to become aware of the physical sensations and emotions you feel. Sitting meditation. In a comfortable seated position, breathe through your nose and focus your attention on each breath. If physical sensations or emotions interrupt, it's okay. Just acknowledge them and refocus on your breathing. Walking meditation. Slowly walk in a quiet place about 15 feet in length. Become aware of the movements of your body and the sensation of your feet striking the ground. Continue walking until you reach the end of your path, then turn around and maintain constant awareness of each movement.
During my first practice, I could not stop my mind from thinking of my to-do list. But as I kept practicing, I found myself more focused. Now I practice consistently, which allows me to disconnect from my stress and get me refocused on what I need to do.
Mindfulness has reduced my stress and helped me be more relaxed and open-minded when I have conversations with my mom.
Try these mindfulness techniques and make them work with your schedule. Remember to be patient and continue to practice, as this may be able to.
Now, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Am
You
I
are
audible?
audible, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. I hope the video has clearly mentioned everything aspect of mindfulness, right? So this is a very beautiful techniques where if you talk about it improves your concentration, right? Just awareness about around yourself, right? And the four techniques which has been explained by this video, right? It's more about, right, the laying right, sitting positions, right, and walking positions, right, and in group, right. You can do, if we talk about a lot of meditation awareness, right, by breathing techniques, involving the breathing techniques, and ultimate, if we talk about the improvement the concentration and focus, right. When you have the increased focus and attention and you're living in the present moment, so your productivity is the ultimate level, right, the highest level, right. So you can do what exactly want to do, right. This is what exactly. So there is, because nowadays people have a lot of distractions, right. So the person reached to the ultimate aim, right, to the ultimate goal, right, they have reached the pinnacle. It's because of this the concentration and focus, right. If you have a very strong focus, right, deep focus, right, so you can crack anything, right. आपने देखा होगा you the magnifying glasses, right, where the sun rays is coming to a one point, it can flume, right, it can वो कहते हैं अग्नि की तरह जल जाता है, it can be happen, right. So if you have the focus is like that sharp, right, and which is a tool. The mindfulness is a tool to sharpen your concentration, your focus, right, your awareness around them, right. It will increase your productivity, right, your day-to-day activities. It will eliminate your stress, anxiety, and remain calm in that way, because it involves a lot of breathing techniques. And this is what exactly how the mindfulness yoga techniques, right, is connected with psychology. Now we have 10 more minutes, so Sumita, if you can give uh, me a confirmation that I can take a 10 minutes a time for meditation with all the participants. This is very important, right, for all the people. Everyone is ready. Am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes, sir. You are audible.
Thank you so much, ma'am. If participants can you open your cameras if you don't mind, right? And I just take your 10 minutes for doing a meditation sessions, and after that I will close this session.
Participants can open their camera.
who's comfortable enough, they can do it, right? Otherwise, we can go ahead in that way. That's not an issue.
No, our participants are very active. They will be here
Please
soon.
open. That will be this because in Galgotias University, to be very important, this is the news that we have a tie-up with the Heartfulness Organization, right? And we have a MU Science over here, and we have a Heartfulness Lounge over here at Galgotias University's AIDS new building first floor, right? So what exactly we are doing? We are doing a lot of meditations over there, right? And definitely meditation has changes the life of everybody, right? You can see that chamatkar, the dhyana chamatkar of everybody, right? It can increase, it can make your life easy, right? The persons who are doing meditations, right? There is a studies, many streaming out, right? They can heal their elements, right? Their disease. And in fact, you people are not surprised. There are people who can heal their brain cancers as well. So think of that, the brain cancer, how deadly it is, how fatal it is. The people through meditation, people are tapping the energy of the universe, right? Universal energy, the divine energy, and they are creating wonders in their life, right? They first of all heal their body and increase their productivity, right? Your lives, I mean, more happy, prosperous, right? Abundant, right? So when you have a profound energy level in your body, you can do wonders, right? It can also manifest your physical need as well. This is what actually now I think in the coming days, coming year, people are doing a lot of research on that, right? The people who are practicing every day 40 minutes of dhyan, right? So definitely they are up, they are their mental well-being, psychological well-being, right? Physical well-being, right? Their problems are vanishing and their lives are becoming easy. So everybody, please ready for the meditation. 10 minutes meditation, music meditations with us, with me. So please, everyone, open the camera if you allow me. I'll be sharing you a music device, and according to that music, please focus what exactly my instructions will be. So can you open your cameras, please? Can you open your cameras so that we can start with the meditation? Sudha man, available?
You can open your cameras if you are comfortable.
Anyways, no issues, ma'am. Let's do the meditation, right? Please follow the instructions, right? And please cross your leg and clamps your both hands, right? The fingers should be clamped, connected with each other. Now I'm sharing a music. Just focus on the breathing, right? Breathe in. Just relax. Relax. Take a deep three breathings. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Just focus on Just slowly open your eyes, rub your hands, and rub it into whole body. I hope you people have calmness now, are relaxed. Sumida ma'am,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I hope it's done from my end. Okay.
Okay, sir. So
And
I'm really grateful, sir, for this
see,
wonderful.
one message just I want to say that when you cross your leg, right, and when you collapse your hands, right. So what exactly we have body, and when you're crossing your legs, so your just if you talk about eliminate conserving your energy body aura 80% aura, right, and when you're clasping the hands right together with each other, it means 20% of energy which is you're conserving, right. So the whole 100% energy is if you talk about you conserve right through this practice, right. And when you're focusing on breathe only, so automatically by default your all the thought you are becoming thoughtless. So this is the beauty of if you talk about the breathing techniques, right? When you're becoming thoughtless, the cosmic energy is flowing in your crown chakras, right? So you will be becoming if you talk about all the disease is going to free. आपके एक एक जो 72,000 नाड़ियां हैं, right? All these if you talk about nadis are activated. और उसमें कहाँ भी प्रॉब्लम होती है whenever we talk about any kind of complexities, any kind of distortion, any kind of we talk about obstacles, वो सारा रिमूव होने लगता है. So people have a lot of we talk of pain in the area where this problem is facing, right? चाहे वो किसी भी तरह की problems हो. It's started if you talk about dissolve one by one. This is what exactly the people who are doing meditates right for 6 hours, 7 hours, or 8 hours a day, right? The people for deadly diseases, they are recovering. So meditation is doing wonders to your life. So I request you all please practice the mindfulness technique and the meditation, the breathing exercise, right? So definitely if you talk about make your body, mind, soul, everything in synchronize with each other, and they will pick you to talk about, and in fact your serotonin, right, the happiness hormones is will be increased, right, far, and you will feel happy, energetic, right, and channelized, right, you feel relaxed within, right. And finally if you're practicing for 5-10 years, right, kind of things, you will ultimately get the purpose of your life, why you have been born over here. So that's all for today. I hope I make a little if you talk about contribution for this FDP. Thank you, Sumoda ma'am, right, for your wonderful introduction and all kind of things. So
It
with this,
was really wonderful, sir. It was a wonderful session. I am pretty sure our participants learned a lot of new things. They have learned about the mindfulness and how, and I hope that they will keep on practicing this and implementing these techniques in their own life.
yes,
So, from all of us at the Galgotias University, which you are a proud member and a very wanted member of our Galgotias University, then also from all of us, the
thank you so
organizing
much, ma'am.
committee and everybody, kindly, sir, accept this e-memento as a token of our gratitude. We are really highly grateful for that you took out some time and you were here with us today and you enlightened our participants on this technique of mindfulness. So if
Thank
you could, if it's possible to open your camera for once.
just a sec, ma'am.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for being with us today.
My camera is visible, ma'am?
There might be something problem with the camera, but It was really wonderful to have you here, sir. And
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much,
thank
right?
you so much.
And definitely, ma'am, Gaurav sir and you people, all the organizing team member, guys, doing a wonderful task, guys. And you got a very huge, if you talk about participant audience, right, from across India, right, and international people so for this FDP. So I hope many more things, right, from you people, right?
Yes, I hope there will be more FDPs on similar topics, and we will
Yes,
be
yes.
able to hear from you again. That will be really our great pleasure.
So,
So,
ma'am, personal request you please do visit Thoughtfulness Lounge, right? And definitely you'll be benefit a lot in that, right?
yes, yes, sir.
At C102. Sorry,
Yes,
new building 102.
yes, sir. Okay, sir.
Yeah.
So we
Thank you, sir.
will
Thank you
move on.
so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for being here. So we'll move on to our next
Thank you so
sessions.
much.
Our next
Oh,
speaker is already
thank you, ma'am.
here. So we'll move forward to our next speaker. So our next speaker today is Dr. Satyendra K. Rajput. So it is now my honor to introduce him. Professor Dr. Satyendra K. Rajput is a senior academic leader and nationally recognized scientist who personifies the confluence of modern pharmacology and traditional systems. Professor Rajput is the professor and head at the Department of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Gurukul Kangri, Haridwar. With over 18 years of research and academic excellence, he is a celebrated innovator, credited with 17 patents, 80 plus publications, and mentorship to over 35 scholars. His expertise spans neuropharmacology, drug discovery, Ayush research, and AI powered healthcare solutions. As Director of Campus Development and President of the Institution Innovation Cell, his vision is firmly rooted in translational science and sustainability. Today, Dr. Rajput will be talking about yoga for accomplishing the Sustainable Development Goal 3 of the United Nations. Let us open our hearts and minds to the invaluable insights of the experiential experiences of Dr. Rajput, and let's listen to him and enrich ourselves. Dr. Rajput, we welcome you. Sir, if you could please open your camera so that
Thank you, madam.
so
Thank
that
you
we
very much.
can
I'm just,
hear you
yeah,
and we can
I'm
see
fine.
you. Thank you, sir, for being with us today. It is an immense pleasure to listen to the intellectuals and experienced persons like you. It is our great pleasure, sir. Thank you. We welcome you for today's session. Thank you, sir. You can share your screen. It is, I have made you the co-host, so you'll be able to share your screen and what all the materials that you would like to. Thank you, sir. I will stop sharing.
I think you're able to see the slides.
Yes, sir. The slide is visible, but it's
Sound is also clear, huh?
everything is visible.
Happy afternoon, all of you. As today we are celebrating International Day of Yoga, which theme is one word, that is one earth and one health. So that way we are just trying to establish the linkage, how we can accomplish these goals, especially the goal 3. I'll try to be in Hindi or English. I think that will be okay, fine. Huh? इस सत्र की शुरुआत हम एक स्माइल के साथ करेंगे, क्योंकि जीवन में बहुत सारी चीजें उतार चढ़ाव आते रहेंगे और अपनी सस्टेनेबिलिटी, अपनी लाइफ को बनाए रखने के लिए सुचारू रूप से जीवन में हंसते मुस्कुराते रहना बहुत जरूरी है। हमारा सत्र इन्हीं चीजों को लेके आगे धीरे धीरे आगे हम बढ़ाएंगे। सीधे सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट गोल यूनाइटेड नेशंस का जो मिशन है, 2030 का एजेंडा है, 17 गोल्स हैं। उसमें जो थर्ड गोल है, दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर अवर बीइंग द हेल्दी एंड वेल बीइंग, दैट फोकस फॉर दिस ऑल ages. That is well-being for all at all ages. If we see this sustainable development goal, which is also interconnected with the several other goals, that we can see how we can achieve other goals as well if we focus on this particular sustainable goal 3, that is being healthy. As we are aware that health is the greatest wealth. Without it, even gold loses its shine. मीन्स अगर हमारा हेल्थ ठीक नहीं है तो फिर आपके पास चाहे जितना गोल्ड हो चाहे जितना मनी हो उसका कोई वैल्यू रह नहीं जाता है. So it is ultimately the health and that need to be take care. If we see that, what are the different targets which need to be tackled through this? Particularly, if we see this reduced maternal mortality and preventable deaths of newborn and children under 5 years of age, then the end of the epidemics like tuberculosis, AIDS, malaria, and other neglected tropical diseases, reduce premature mortality from the non-communicable diseases, and promote mental health. Strengthen the prevention and treatment of the substances abuse, including narcotic drug abuse, harmful use of alcohol, then half the number of global deaths, injuries from the road accidents. Ensure universal access to the sexual and reproductive healthcare services. Achieve universal health coverage, including the financial risk. Substantially reduce the number of deaths and illness from the hazardous chemicals, that is air, water, and soil contamination. Nowadays, we can see these are placed each and every place. Then these implementations we can do through this particular different ways, including that the implementation of the World Health Organization framework, then support the research and innovation of vaccine and medicine for the communicable diseases, then increase the health financing and the support system. And one more, which is most important, is the D, that is the strengthening early warning, risk reduction and management of global health risk, including pre-pandemic. I think you people will be very much interested that this whole presentation will be able to cover what are the challenges and how yoga can influence it. As you all done a lot of understanding of the yoga related activities, so I'm going to include that and utilizing this potentials of yoga practice. We try to tackle the SDG 3, not only SDG 3, but also how others can be influenced, the other SDGs can be achieved, right? So firstly, if we see this particular, the maternal and child health, there is challenge, high maternal and child mortality, inadequate access to healthcare, nutrition, sanitation, government trying different policies, even reaching to the remote areas. Then infectious diseases, that is the high prevalences like the tuberculosis, malaria, and waterborne diseases. In this also, there is a national health programs and campaigns which are implemented to control the spread and develop the infrastructure and make the access of these vaccines and the medicines as the low cost. Non-communicable diseases, you know that these risk is rising day by day because of the altered lifestyle. And though we government and trying at different stages how to prevent and reduce this, but that is this particular such kind of diseases are increasing day by day. Then the universal health coverage, which is inadequate access to quality healthcare system. If we see the rural areas, there are still a lot of difficulty to address these disease. Despite of that challenges, government is trying, and because of some financial hardship, they are trying their best. Mental health, which is this particular challenge all over the world, even the developed nations, mental health awareness and the stigma associated with which limits the access to the mental health infrastructures. A lot of national these campaigns are going on to make people aware about the mental health, then integration of mental health services. Just we are listening about this particular psychological aspect and psychological counseling, which is very important aspect, and people somehow is not uh, just a minute. So then access to the essential medicines. Again, limitation is for the rural areas. Government is working hard to reach these remote areas. Then health research and innovations. Still, we have the limited resources. If we see that the target is 2.5% GDP utilized to be utilized in healthcare services, but that is the for reaching target. Then global health partnership, that is very important, and in pandemic we have seen how important it is. Then India actively participates in global health partnerships, sharing knowledge, resources to address pandemic and health emergencies. Countries play a significant role in vaccine production and also the distribution. Different initiative from government of India to reach to the different countries um, with policies like vaccine map 3 kind of initiatives has been taken. So other than SDGs, health, which is the third one, is plays a very important role in all others also. चाहे ये poverty हो, hunger हो, education, quality education, gender equality, clean water or affordable clean energy, decent work and economic growth, industrial innovation and infrastructure, reduce inequalities, sustainable and communities, responsible consumption and production, climate action, life water, life on sand, peace, justice, and strong institutions, partnerships for the goals. These are different goals. I am trying to connect how this yoga can be helpful in these accomplishing these goals, especially the health, that is good health and well-being, which is very most important thing. Yoga, little about insights of yoga because you people all heard this particular FDP and this particular the organizing team which organized such a wonderful sessions on the yoga. So you heard about these particular concepts. Only thing is that we must understand that yoga chitta vritti nirodha. That means yoga is a cessation of fluctuation of the mind. होता क्या है कि most of the time that mind, you know that mind is a wonderful servant than terrible master. जब mind को हम command दे देते हैं, mind is commanding us, then there is a problem. So there is a need of how we can actually, yoga is not just a workout, it's not an exercise like physical exercise, right? It is a work in. We need to see the introvert. We need to go deep beneath inside. The previous speaker mentions about meditation and other things. By which what we can do, we can build a resilience and live with more balance and clarity. Because you know that most of the issues nowadays, these are the psychosomatic origin, which is actually comes when there is a lot of fluctuation, modifications, and confusions. And this is the yoga, which actually seizes for the cessation of such fluctuation, which is very much necessary. And again, this from Bhagavad Gita as well, you know that samatvam yoga uchyate means we need to remain calm, balanced in success and failure, which is very important. Such equanimity is a word yoga, means how we maintain the balance in success and failure. That is very important. And if we maintain, what will happen? We'll reduce the stress. The stress, which is a cause of lot of issue, challenges of the health. If we able to reduce the stress, naturally mindfulness will increase. positive habits will be going to be increased, and that will enhance the connectedness among the society, will reduce the isolation, and it enhance the positive world view. We'll see the positiveness in the world. Means being the so much pessimistic, we will be able to transform ourselves in the optimist. That is very, very important. We'll take some of the disease condition where actually these lot of research available. I have also done my research in which we are able to uh, reduce this particular, if we see this homeostatic plasticity, that is the stress resilience. Means if you uh, in life lot of stress like post traumatic or any kind of stress is there, how you react to such stresses, that is very, very important. All the individuals, सब लोग अलग अलग होते हैं, अलग अलग तरह से स्ट्रेस को ओवरकम करने की कोशिश करते हैं, अपना रिस्पॉन्स देते हैं, राइट. If we able to develop the plasticity, plasticity is like adapting the situation and transforming ourselves with full of the energy to tackle that. If you see this particular thing, the person, if having this particular stroke or there is a damage, also we can see that without rehabilitation and with rehabilitation, we can see that particular infarct size can also reduce, that these particular the work areas can enhance, so that particular the neuronal connections, because of this long term potentiation, all these things, this particular the gain, whatever the loss because of the stroke is occurs, that can be gained back. Even these particular lessons may reduce also over the period of time. Taking another disease, that is Parkinson's disease, in which there is a compromised motor activity, that is the rigidity, bradykinesia, trainer, even the gait balance, person is not able to move in a good way, और posture उसके affect हो जाते हैं. इसके अलावा बहुत सारे symptoms हैं जो that is related to the dementia. दिस पर्टिकुलर डिमेंशिया हो सकता है, साइकोसिस, ड्रूलिंग, एपैथी, बहुत सारे सिम्टम्स हैं which is associated with the Parkinson disease, which actually occurs in the elderly, and there are researches which has been done which indicate that these kind of like utkatasana, then these particular that board, this kind of thing, if we do these particular exercise, upper limb and lower limbs, and these will help in this particular motor recovery. These are established facts. Similarly, the resilience zone, which can be the best capacity for the flexibility, adaptability of mind, body, and spirit, which actually yoga tells about, which is very, 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 very important. And this particular this yoga, which is a physical and a complex cognitive task we do, we can have this particular good resilience zone, and we can act in a differently to the stressful conditions. There was an example, if I say that in particular pandemic, COVID-19 pandemic, one person we have seen that to avoid this stress of COVID-19, he jumped from this particular building of the hospital and died. So what kind of the stress is that? The solution is not the death. Solution is the build ourselves in a resilience to tackle these kind of issue challenges. See how we actually build this resilience zone inside our body. See these regular practices, that is in doing like the meditations, will cause lot of changes in our brain itself, which can help our changes the like attentions regulations, so we become more attentive, detachment, non-detachment, attachment, that means we not attached to the things, that means letting go of the ego kind of things has been developed. Emotions regulations, so by practicing the yogic practices, one developed a stronger IQ, EQ, and even SQ. If we see that brain plasticity is a physiological process, and meditation, yoga, which is uh, uh, considered to be important, and it demands the highest form discipline. That is very important. It is not kind of that we are celebrating International Day of Yoga, and just for the celebration, we are doing the yogic practices that need to be done regularly, constantly, and where we have the discipline ourselves, which comes through a constant awareness, not only of the things about you outwardly, but also inwardly. Means बाहर से ही चीजों को अब जिस तरह से फिजिकल एक्सरसाइजेस करके हम करते हैं, but you need to see the inwardly also. If you see this place, I am just showing you one image. You can see this particular image. I think chat box is open. You can get any insight from the chat box. What is actually this picture is of? Yes, can anyone tell this picture belongs to what? Any response if you can give. Yes, I am getting a response right. Plane. It looks like plane. It looks like plane. Okay, good initiatives. Here, what actually we need to see that once we see this particular place, all the egos which we have developed in our life, automatically it goes. So this is the one place which is called Samsan. This is in the Gujarat. They have developed in such a way that last yatra, जो जीवन की लास्ट यात्रा है, उसका अगर आप एक विजुअलाइजेशन करते हैं, बिकॉज डेथ इज ट्रू. सत्य क्या है? सत्य, death is only true, what we can say. So if we see this particular picture and you visit this place, I think most of this ego kind of thing will go automatically. So what will do then? We need to look back. We need to come back and see ourselves. What I am, what kind of my behavior is, how people think about me, and how I look word. So that is very important, because once we have so much, what we can say, the ego, super ego, whatever is there, we not able to connect ourselves. We not able to. We are so much busy with this particular the word of competitiveness, that we not able to see ourselves. That is very, very important. So how can make it possible? Because ultimately, if we looking that the word should be healthy, so what is the most important? Who should be healthy first? I need a response. So this plane, this was not a plane, this was a Cretonium place. We can say Samsan Ghat or Kabrostan, whatever you can say. So my another question is that which one is need to be healthy first? Who will reply on that? आप सबसे ज्यादा हेल्दी किसे देखना चाहते हैं? यस, किसको देखना चाहते हैं हेल्दी? प्लेन का पिक्चर दिखाया तो आपको पता चल ही गया होगा कि आप खुद को, अपने आप को पहले हेल्दी देखना चाहेंगे, राइट? प्लेन में जब आप बैठते हैं तो बताते हैं सबसे पहले आप खुद की सुरक्षा करेंगे, खुद को हेल्दी बनाएंगे, देन आप पास में देखेंगे. यस, सुरेश करके जी, करेक्ट आंसर इज द सेल्फ. सो देन हाउ कैन मेक इट? कैसे कर सकते हैं उसको? आप किस तरह से आप अपने आप को हेल्दी रख सकते हैं? आपने पढ़ा होगा हेल्दी माइंड रिसाइड्स इन ए हेल्दी बॉडी. अगर मन आपका, बॉडी अगर हेल्दी है तो मन भी हेल्दी रहेगा. तो देर लॉट ऑफ जो साइकोसोमेटिक डिसऑर्डर्स हैं, वो तो अपने आप ही खत्म हो जाएंगे. लेकिन ये आसान नहीं है, राइट? वी नीड टू फेक इट अंटिल वी मेक इट. हमें अपनी स्माइल को कई बार फेक करना पड़ता है, because it is not like serotonin, dopamine is secreting in a huge quantity and we are always happy. No, there are fluctuations. So what we need to do? We have to practice of being happy. If we make it practice that at no how I'm not going to be in a drowsy or depressed condition, right? I will see always I am myself happy. So start practicing. People practice with mirror. People practice in different ways. राइट. सो आपने ये पढ़ा होगा, करत करत अभ्यास से जड़मत हो सुजान, रस्सी आवत जावत से सिल्वर थोड़ा निशान. बहुत बहुत बार हमने इसको पढ़ा है. और ये जो है एक बहुत ही मोटिवेशनल दुआ कह सकते हो इसको आप. मोटिवेशनल है. क्यों मोटिवेशनल है? बिकॉज ये जो है एक कहानी है. वृद्धराज करके एक थे, वाराधराज. वाराधराज करके एक गोकुल के ही स्टूडेंट थे, गुरुकुल के. और ही वॉज वेरी वीक. उनको डल कह सकते हो. इसमें पिक्चर जो हमने दी है वो उसी ट्रेंड इंडिकेट करती है. डल कह सकते हो. तो व्हाट विल देन हैपन? बहुत ज्यादा डल. आसपास के सभी लोग मजाक उड़ाते हैं, मौकरी करते हैं. तो क्या हुआ अल्टीमेटली? ही हैज डिसाइडेड टू लीव द गुरुकुल. तो उन्होंने गुरुकुल को त्याग दिया. व्हेन ही वॉज गोइंग बाई नियर बाई प्लेस, जब पास से वो जा रहे थे, उन्होंने देखा एक रस्सी जो कि घास फूस की बनी है, वो एक पत्थर के ऊपर निशान डाल दे रही है. तो उससे ही वॉज इंस्पायर्ड एंड अगेन go back to the Gurukul and start reading. So later on, he become the famous writer for this particular book called लघु सिद्धांत कुमुदनी, जो ग्रामर की एक बहुत ही फेमस बुक है. उसके राइटर बने. तो डलने से कहाँ पे पहुंच गए? सो इट इज ऑल अबाउट इन द माइंड, हाउ वी behave, how we see the things. Sometimes we see always the stressful situations, or we if we able to overcome this particular thing, then it's okay. If not, then we have to face it. The face by smiling. Whatever is coming, we need to smile. All right. So ultimate aim of this particular discussion is that you should be always peaceful, calm, happy, healthy first. Then you can look around nearby society and you can see always positiveness only. All right. If we see this in our world, what is the most important thing is that we see the fear. All right. Fear is always with everybody, but how you see it? In this particular image, you can see that particular one person is even having this particular python. One is even afraid of spiders, you know, not even a spider, cockroach, or whatsoever there, even the rat mouse. People used to have afraid, have the fear, have the anxiety, and this persistent anxiety or fear will cause the mental disorders. So we need to tackle it at very stage. So that 2 days we have the artificial intelligence, we have the virtual reality, augmented reality kind of things. We can reduce it. I can tell you that yoga and meditation help in a big way. Anybody who has fear of any kind of thing, I can prescribe few things only, and that fear will go from your life, at least from this life, right? So if anybody having fear of anything, can post in the chat, and I will address later on that how you can um, reduce this stimuli, the fear stimuli. Fear is always there. We need to react in a way, in a conscious or in a good way, right? So answer is coming. So anybody want to give his fear of anything? कोई भी अपने फियर को अगर एक्सप्रेस करना चाहता है. कई बार होता है क्या है कि लोग उस फियर आप अगर पुट करोगे, फियर उस फियर का फायदा भी उठा सकते हैं, राइट? तो अगर आप कॉन्शियसली उसको put कर सकते हैं, then it's okay, otherwise not. So claustrophobic, yes, one thing we are getting in. Anyone else is giving that particular phobia? Right. Okay. Yes. Anyone else want to put? The very simple technique I will give you, and your fear will go from your life, right? PSG, okay? Height, claustrophobic. Mhm. Okay. So once you will complete your PhD, your fear will go from from your life always. So once you need to do, जिंदगी मिलेगी ना दोबारा, अगर आपने देखी हो तो उसको आप address कर सकते हो. Once you will do that, no fear will be there. So it's not like that you will go height and you go to close places and you go, right. So here we have actually our mind, if you see, work on to one kind of emotions remain at a point, right. One, like the opposite emotions can't be remain together. Means if you are angry, you will not be happy, right. अगर आप दुखी हैं, बहुत ज्यादा दुख है आपको, तो खुश नहीं हो सकते हैं. So two opposite emotions will not remain inside the brain all together. So work on that. We only work on that. एक ज्ञान योग के माध्यम से आपको ज्ञान कराने की कोशिश करेंगे, एक्चुअल चीज क्या है, स्पाइडर क्या है, उसके बारे में समझाएंगे. नहीं तो हम two emotions will put together. One is the calmness which comes from the yogic practices or meditation, and another is will come from this particular fear. So when both will be together, one need to go subside, right? Will go again and again. So like the height, we can have the music, meditation, or all kind of things. So there, how we can see these anxiety or phobia, we have to reduce the stimuli aptitude, जो उसका strength है उसको reduce करना है. अगर आप किसी को स्पाइडर से डर रखता है, तो एक कागज पे स्पाइडर लिख के रखना चालू कर दे, उसके बाद प्लास्टिक की स्पाइडर रख के, उसके बाद धीरे धीरे अल्टीमेटली क्या है, हमने इसको स्टिमुलाई को रिड्यूस कर दिया. एक लिख दिया खाली स्पाइडर, अपने टेबल के सामने स्पाइडर लिख के ही रख लीजिए वहाँ. ये लिखते लिखते आपका फियर जो है धीरे धीरे कम, अपना काम करते रहिए. स्पाइडर वर्ड है, नथिंग कैन हार्म यू लाइक दैट. द सिंपल प्रिंसिपल है, यू रिड्यूस द स्टिमुलाई, और यू कैन चैलेंज योर सेल्फ. इतने सारे स्पाइडर हो या सिचुएशन में आप अपने आप को चैलेंज कर लीजिए, right. So that way either we go slowly two emotions, one emotions will make it stronger and another like that only, or we can, another thing is that जिंदगी ना मिलेगी दोबारा काइंड ऑफ एक्सपीरियंस. जस्ट लड़ जाइए, भिड़ जाइए उस डर से, और अगर आप जीत गए तो दैट विल गो फ्रॉम योर लाइफ. बहुत सारी चीजें ऐसी होती है कि आपको कॉकरोच से ही डर लगता है, वो कुछ नहीं कर सकता है आपका लाइफ में, राइट. तो उस फियर को आपको खत्म करना है, और वो खत्म हो जाता है. आपको बता दिया मैंने किस तरह से उसको खत्म किया जा सकता है, और इंडिविजुअल डिस्कशन वी कैन डू लेटर ऑन. सो दूसरा फियर है हमारा आपस में कम्पिटिटिवनेस का, कि ये मेरा कलीग है, ये आगे बढ़ गया, ये पीछे हट गया, ये ऐसा हो गया. ये कम्पिटिटिवनेस इज गुड, बट व्हेन इट्स हार्मिंग योर सेल्फ, अगर आपको वो खुद से नुकसान करने लगे, तो वो तो ठीक नहीं है ना. देन बेटर वे है आइदर कम्पीट इट. कहते हैं ना, अगर कोई दुश्मन है या तो उसको जीत लो, नहीं तो उसको दोस्त बना लो, उसकी चीजें सीख लो, राइट. कोई अच्छा क्रिकेटर है, अगर बॉलर अच्छा है, या तो आप अच्छे अच्छे से उसकी बॉल को खेल लीजिए, लाइक नाउ क्रिकेटर इज डूइंग, और मेक इट फ्रेंड एंड लर्न हाउ टू टैकल दैट, राइट. सो वर्ड अगर हम देखें, क्योंकि हम आज सेलिब्रेट कर रहे हैं इंटरनेशनल डे ऑफ योगा, जिसमें हम अपने वर्ल्ड पूरी दुनिया के एक फैमिली मानते हैं, और उसकी हेल्थ की ही चर्चा कर रहे हैं. उस फैमिली, जो हमारी वर्ल्ड फैमिली है, उस हेल्थ को कैसे हम अकम्प्लिश करें, उसकी तरफ हम डिस्कशन कर रहे हैं. तो क्या हम इस वर्ड को नेचुरली फैमिली मान सकते हैं? हम लोग क्या है, अयम निजा परवेत करना लग चेत काम, उदार चरता नाम तू बस कुटुम्बकम. हम लोग छोटी छोटी चीजों चीजों में पड़े रहते हैं, और जिस वजह से हमारे दिमाग में छोटे छोटे जो स्ट्रेस है, एंजाइटी है, फियर है, जो डेवलप हो जाते हैं, और वो लॉन्ग टर्म तक अगर बने रहें, वही बहुत सारी बीमारियों का कारण बनते हैं। तो हम क्यों ना इस तरह के स्ट्रेसेस में अपनी जो दूसरे के अचीवमेंट को अपनी अचीवमेंट मानना शुरू कर दे, बिकॉज यू कंसीडर एज ए फैमिली। अगर आप वर्ड को फैमिली मान सकते हो, क्या डिपार्टमेंट को फैमिली नहीं मान सकते? क्या आप अपने दोस्त को फैमिली नहीं मान सकते? राइट, दिस काइंड ऑफ अप्रोचेस इफ यू प्रैक्टिस इन रियलिटी, योर स्ट्रेस विल गो। हमारा जो स्ट्रेस है वो दूर हो जाएगा। हमें अल्टीमेटली क्या करना है? अपने आप को देखना है, हमें किसी दूसरे से compete नहीं करना है। We need to see ourselves, right? So that we, अगर हम खुश हैं और अगर हम हेल्दी हैं, तो वही चीजें हम सोसाइटी को दे सकते हैं। अगर हम एंग्री हैं, हम दुखी हैं, तो हम वही चीजें सोसाइटी को देंगे। जो कोई लेना नहीं चाहेगा, होगा क्या उससे? आइसोलेशन, डिप्रेशन काइंड ऑफ थिंग्स विल डेवलप। तो जो हमारा इंडिविजुअल नेचर है, अगर हम खाली एक चीज को ही ध्यान में रख के अपनी प्रकृति के बारे में जान लें, वातपित्त का कौन सी है, अगर इसको ही समझ लें, तो हमारी बहुत सारी बीमारियां तो इससे ही दूर हो जाती हैं। है क्या? खान पान, आचार विचार, यही सब चीजें हैं जो हमें बीमार होने की तरफ ले जाती हैं। राइट, अगर इस पे भी वर्क कर लें, तो लाइफ हमारी कितनी ब्यूटीफुल होगी, लाइक ए बटरफ्लाई। तो ये कंसेप्ट इज बी। If these BB are beautiful, then your life will be like a butterfly, or you will be like a king. If not, then your life will be hell. So BB is not happy, your life become hell. So how yoga can balance these BBP? We have introduced one more B. So body, breath, and brain. So a lot of discussion has been made. I will try to get some insight from you people as well. So this is the uh, Patanjali Ashtang Yoga. यम नियम आसन प्राणायाम प्रत्याहार धारणा ध्यान समाधि। सभी को होपफुली इसके बारे में पता होगा इतने सारे सेशन होने के बाद। यम है एक्सटर्नल डिसिप्लिन, नियम इंटरनल डिसिप्लिन, देन posture, breath control, withdrawal of senses, then concentration, meditative absorption and union, that is integration. सट कर्म, which is very important. सट कर्म, यहाँ पे हम आपके चैट बॉक्स के थ्रू कुछ आंसर चाहेंगे। इस सट कर्म में किसी ने कोई भी प्रोसेस फॉलो किया हो? कैन एनीबडी राइट which of these satkarm he is followed? Anyone who is actually following? Yes, त्राटक, कपालभाति, नौली, नेति, धोती, बस्ती. Okay, got the answers. Yes, kapalbhati, and okay, this is Sarita Srivastav, and we have got this Anupam. बहुत सारे responses, Alka. Yes, thank you very much for your responses. These actually these are the practices one need to follow. Need to clean ourselves, right? So any technique you can follow. Can anyone tell his favorite yogasana? Anyone? By seeing these pictures, you can identify any of the asanas which you follow, or you can tell your favorite asanas. Could be the शीर्षासन, could be the सौआसन, जहाँ पे बहुत सारा वर्क नहीं करना पड़ता है. Yes, anybody can identify the asan and tell me the what you are practicing. Okay, we are getting this Surya Namaskar. Very good. Surya Namaskar, one of the holistic among all the asanas. If one is practicing these asanas, Surya Namaskar. Okay, very good. Lot of answers for the Surya Namaskar, Sushma Kriya. Yes, Sarvang Dasan, very good. Mhm. Thank you. Thank you for responses. I think most of the people are Vajrasan, yes, following these kind of asanas regularly, daily. Anybody who can tell about these? These follows the mudras, Gyan mudras, Tun mudras, and other Vishnu mudras kind of thing. पंच महाभूत आपने नाम सुना होगा. हमारा शरीर 5 महाभूतों से बनके मिलता है, बना होता है, राइट. तो इस तरह तरह से जो जो डिफरेंट मुद्रा हैं वो हमारे लिए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. और ये मुद्रा देख सकते हैं. सिमिलरली वी हैव दी बंद. So I will open the chat box for some of the bandas. Can you tell? Chandra Namaskar भी है. Very good. Mudras. Anybody tell about the band, which is very important. Bandas in the आपका ऑलमोस्ट जो प्रैक्टिस है, आपका जो असाइनमेंट है, जो जो आपका फीडबैक सिस्टम है, जो आपका इसके बाद कुछ सेशन है, उसमें काफ़ी मदद मिल सकता है आपको. जालंधर बंद, यस. ओके, इसको महाबंद बोलते हैं, ट्राई बंद. एनी अदर रिस्पॉन्स? वेरी गुड. पृथ्वी मुद्रा, यस. Okay. So mudras and bandhas, very, very important, and they do not require much efforts. One can follow easily. Then we have the pranayam. They are different kind of pranayam. You can write your preferred pranayam practice. Dear participants, if you can write your preferred practice of pranayam. Yes. So now response is weakening. Yes, please. Pranayam practices and long, very good. Long. You can read from the slide as well, and I think if you are aware, yeah, you can understand easily because you have already done lot of sessions regarding the same. I just asking what is your favorite one? Pranayam. If you say the favorite one, that means you are practicing it. If you are writing that is favorite one and you never practice it, so you feel guilty. And I am just trying to take you that feeling that once you are feeling guilty of something, what do? We try to rectify it, to remove it. तो नाड़ी शोधन अगर आपने लिखा है, अलका जी ने लिखा है, अगर आप कर रहे हैं, that is well and good. If not, then you need to try. You need to practice it. Okay. Next is the you'll go for this meditation. So different kind of meditation is there. And meditation के बारे में कहते हैं लोग कि meditation किया नहीं जाता, हो जाता है, right? So one need to practice a lot for meditation. Which way of meditation you are following? Any response from your side? Yes, meditation techniques. You are not responding for the meditation, I think, or I believe that you are not doing it, right? So guided meditation, vipassana, okay. Yes. Few more meditation practices. Meditation is, increase efficiency in such a way that आपने देखा है धनुष का जो प्रत्यंचा होता है ना, उसको चढ़ाते हैं, थोड़ा सा प्रत्यंचा खींचोगे और टारगेट जो है कहाँ तक आपका जो एरो हिट करेगा, दैट एक्चुअली वर्क थ्रू द मेडिटेशन. आपकी परफॉर्मेंस एनहेंस होता है, आपकी जो ब्रेन से रिलेटेड डिसऑर्डर्स हैं, बीमारियां हैं, वो रिड्यूस होती हैं. Okay, there are few people only which is following the meditation practices, and you know that this is 15 to 20-minute meditation practices. It is very important. If you do it, believe me that you can change or you can modify your even the metabolic, even your uh, okay. Somebody is saying that chat box screen पे black आ रहा है. So I'm able to see Om mantras, yes. Guided meditation, yes, I am able to see that. So autonomic activities and metabolism can also be regulated using this particular meditation aspect. Okay. And Brahmari किसी ने नहीं लिखा. I am not able to see that any response which include the Brahmari, because it is very simple and it resonate very much in our. Okay. Yes, Brahmari. Anybody is practicing Brahmari? Hmm. Very simple. I think anybody can practice very easily. Lot of the instructors were present in this particular FDP that you have organized, and very simple, and it can be done very easily. And if you do it, there are lots of benefit. You can understand that. I will later on discuss about this also. So once most of the people are in these working professionals, so one must understand that by sitting posture only when you are working itself, you get some few moments and you can do different yogic practices very easily. It does not require any uh, more infrastructure or anything else. Even not very more time is required. That can be done in a few moments. Like you can see these particular practices. One can see easily because we need to have the me time at least for the few minutes. If we practice for the few minutes itself, our health will be very good. You can see it that need to be done to make our immunity booster like that. Immunity is stronger and your muscles strength, your body is healthy, your mind will be automatically healthy. If we see ourselves, what kind of this particular chakras are there, what kind of nadis is there, how they regulate our bodies, and how we can practice for the same, like the bandhas, like the breathing exercises, like the meditation, it helps us. So if we see that the annamaya course, that is the physical body. Another level, if we see the energy body, that is pranamaya course. Then another is emotional body, that is the manomaya course. Then the wisdom body where we say the Vijnanamaya kosa, and last one is the bliss body, that means आनंदमय कोश. अगर हम एक जस्ट एज्यूम करें कोई एक बॉडी है, फिजिकल बॉडी ओनली, आनंदमय कोश, सॉरी अन्नमय कोश, क्या उसमें अगर हम ब्रेथ को इंट्रोड्यूस कर दें, सो इट बिकम दी प्राणमय कोश. मीन्स यहाँ पे क्या है, अन्नमय कोश है और प्राणमय कोश है, टू थिंग्स ओनली देयर. एक एक पर्सन है हॉस्पिटल में और एज्यूम करिए कि वो उसकी ब्रीदिंग नहीं आ रही है, तो डेड बॉडी होगी, फिजिकल बॉडी ओनली. if breathing he is breathing and not able to recognize anybody, right? So that means the emotional body means he is not crying, he is not making any expressions. So absence is manomaya kosh, he can't recognize this wisdom body, that is vijnanamaya kosh, recognize ही नहीं कर पा रहा है. Blissful आनंद में, not smiling, not feeling like that. So what kind of body we want to be? हम क्या बनना चाहते हैं? क्या हम अन्नमय कोश के फॉर्म में रहना चाहते हैं, प्राणमय कोश सांस ले रहे हैं, इनहेल एक्सहेल के फॉर्म में, या फिर वी हैव द इमोशनल बॉडी? इस ईयर आल्सो वी नीड टू फोकस बाय द योगा टू गेट द स्ट्रॉन्ग EQ, And here we build wisdom body, that is IQ. And through these particular practices, we can develop a very good IQ. And you go to blissful body, that is Anandamaya course. If in this particular phase, it become the blissful, that is this, you see the spiritual kind of thing. Spiritual quotient is very much enhanced or more. So these kind of one who achieve this stage uh, does not feel any pain or kind of things, right? So he become the blissful. The person who become the blissful can handle things or everything in a very, very good manner, right? So what I was discussing about that, the science, what actually science tells. You've done a lot of research, including this long-term potentiation, EEG, brain mapping, also the effect on different neurotransmitters. So we able to see that this particular meditation is able to affect the conjunctions, even the ultimately lead to deep relaxation and reduce oxygen consumption. That believe these must have some permanent effect on metabolism and particular period of time leading efficiency and relief from the stress. There have been a certain change in diurnal metabolism, BMR, sleep pattern. Everything is going to be corrected. Right. So first I have covered what are the sustainable development goal. Another thing is covered uh, about the yogic practices, a little bit about the considering the self or processing of the brain, how actually it works, and how we can guide it. Now, how we can particular tackle these kind of challenges, and especially we talk about the yoga practices. So you can able to see these challenges which are available with this particular the global world, all these countries which are facing, that is the health inequalities, infectious diseases, non-communicable diseases, maternal and child health, access to essential medicine and vaccine, universal health care. Then we have the mental health, environmental determinants of health, because we're talking about sustainability, work, health, workforce, global security. Now, coming to first one, that is inequalities. अब yogic practices में I don't see there is inequalities. Anyone can practice yoga, yogic practices, pranayam, asanas, whatever it is. What is required for this practices? What do you require for practicing yoga? Anyone can tell, give the answer. What you require for practicing yoga? What do you require? Can anybody tell? Because we are talking about the that concept, that the uh, QWERTY also. Mm-hmm. What we require? Okay, positive attitude, mindset, consistency means we require any infrastructure, any infra means is there any inequality? Yoga की वजह से कोई inequality हो? That kind of things is not there. We require only ourselves, because who is doing the yoga? Yoga is not like that. We need to have the ambient or these kind of things. Karma yoga, Jnana yoga itself tells Bhakti yoga. You do not require such kind of things. You yourself should be present and you need to perform these practices, yogic practices. That's the only requirement, right? So what with that way we can connect with the people, remove the inequalities, which is most important thing. And now we have the digital access, even the language inclusion. Many people who is practicing the yoga and conducting the sessions, they can connect with all over the world. Like Argentina, if you are connecting, their language is different. French, Germany, and other people. We have these particular the features in which you can have your different language. So now language barrier is not there. So we can overcome geographic and technical barriers, right? So we can partner with public public health, integrated yoga into public health initiative, especially for managing the stress, chronic pain, mental health. So that way, here you can see this particular picture, which belongs to the people from the Ladakh origin. We have trained them for the yogic practices so that they can go to the remote places and can work over there for the practicing the yoga and increasing the belongingness and this particular cultural humanism that can be increased. No, another limitation which is there, how we can tackle infectious diseases, how we can tackle that. Yes, you have the breathing exercises, अनुलोम विलोम भ्रामरी, जो कि we need to do it. कोरोना में तो बहुत सारे कोविड-19 में बहुत सारे लोग पंक्चुअल थे, धीरे धीरे पंक्चुअलिटी कम होती गई. पैंडेमिक कैन कम एनी टाइम, राइट? सो फियर नहीं, वी नीड टू तैयार करना है हमें अपने आप को, ठीक है? तू डाल डाल में पात पात ऐसे करके आपने सुना होगा. तो ये पैंडेमिक एंडेमिक जो बीमारियां हैं, डिजीजेज हैं, जो डिफरेंट एरियाज को कवर करती हैं, वी नीड टू प्रिपेयर अवरसेल्फ. अगर हम ये सूर्य नमस्कार या नमस्कार की, खाली नमस्ते की बात करें, तो इन्फेक्टिशियस डिजीजेस को नमस्ते इटसेल्फ एबल टू प्रिवेंट इन ए बिग वे. एंड इन इंडिया नमस्ते तो हम लोग फिर भी फेस टू फेस करते हैं, और वी हैव दी कल्चर ऑफ दंडवत प्रणाम, राइट? दंडवत प्रणाम में तो जो जो सोर्स ऑफ कंटामिनेशन है उसका एंगल ही चेंज हो जाता है. दैट इज अल्टीमेटली रिक्वायर. और जितना स्ट्रॉन्ग बिलोंगिंगनेस यू फेस, यू डू दी दंडवत प्रणाम और दूर से करेंगे आप, देयर इज चांसेस ऑफ इन्फेक्टियस डिसीज रिड्यूस. सो वन वे वी आर एबल टू डू द सोशल distancing very well. It is in practice by the different yogis which made us to learn this particular simple thing, do namaste in place of handshaking and others. Then immune system boost, yes, it reduces the stress hormone like cortisol. That way detoxify the body and support the immune resilience. Then stress reduction, strong defense. You know that resilience, or the plasticity I'm talking about. Plasticity is a very simple term. Just कोई भी आप material like the फ्लोर, जो आटा है ना, उसको ही देखिए. उसको जैसे आप थ्रो करेंगे ना, वो शेप अकॉर्डिंगली फोर्स के हिसाब से शेप ले लेगा. सिमिलरली आवर जेनेटिक प्लास्टिसिटी और epigenetic even, that also influenced by the yoga and meditation practices. By that way we can able to control different gene expression, as well as the conditions or the factors which actually affect the gene expression, that is the epigenetics neuroplasticity. That way we can make our immune system very stronger. We can develop the that is mental health resilience, that mental health will not affect us. So that is again there, that we'll discuss. Firstly, the infectious diseases. That way we make our lung function stronger, because a lot of respiratory issues are there. Immune system is stronger. Then the stress reduction, which is very much required. Then this particular detoxification. Non-communicable diseases, which is actually increasing day by day. And we have done the research on using these particular yoga practices along with this PCOs, then the cross-sectional studies and how that can be actually managed. So you know that either these cardiovascular issues, diabetes management, respiratory disorders, even in the support in the cancer-like diseases, these particular practices plays a very, very important role. Brahmari, why I'm talking about this particular, that is very, very important and very simple, like, that meditation practice one can do. And these are some of these particular asanas which can enhance the insulin sensitivity, because that type 2 diabetes are enhanced or increasing day by day. That is very, very important. And one need to understand what kind of asanas is required. So that way we can reduce this particular non-communicable disease, which actually should reduce, but somehow these particular diseases are increasing day by day, and this particular the practice very important to tackle this kind of thing, and by that way the immature death or morbidity can be reduced. Now, coming to the maternal and child health, as you are aware that these um, either expecting mothers or maternal mental health of these particular women, bonding with early development, families and children, in which this yoga plays a very important role. You know, lot of that um, जो genetic diseases हैं, means बहुत सारे disorders है which affect children in a developing state itself because of altered lifestyle, because of altered food habits. So one must be very much conscious, one must be very much focused or disciplined himself or herself, basically talking about women to herself and in the children also. So what kind of their acharan means व्यवहार और their खान पान किस तरह से होना चाहिए बहुत ही important है. Emotional bonding very important, which is somehow is lacking nowadays. This is emotional bonding which is lacking, and now these particular the children, the small children, you can say they have the lot of developmental issues, developmental not from this particular gestation period, also after that. So what we need to have this spread these practices among the people, and that way we can reduce this particular issues which is related to that. Now coming to access to essential medicines. So yoga is very important role playing in the preventive. So it reduce the disease burden. And we have the initiative calls like Ayushman Arog Mandir, which is government of Delhi is practicing, means implementing in a big way. So that way, what we able to reduce the health burden, because we have although allocated 2.5% of GDP, but less than 1.9% we are utilizing it. So to achieve this particular, we need to have Ayushman Arog Mandir kind of things. We need to have these particular facilities, and from where we can uh, like the vaccination drive or what kind of thing is there to remote areas. If we have such wellness infrastructure, we can implement in a no time such kind of huge vaccination program which we have seen in the COVID-19. All the health center infrastructure working together to achieve this particular goal. And even WHO, Global Center for Traditional Medicine, is integrating yoga practices into the primary health care. So that way, it is the approach doesn't replace essential medicines, but it complements them by promoting resilience, reducing stress, and promoting the treatment. If we see this particular universal coverage, that is the strengthening the primary health care. India's Ayushman Bharat initiative integrates yoga. Yes, this kind of yoga session which is conducted. We have lot of huge number of wellness centers. These diseases like the non-communicable diseases in which premature death occurs, that can be decreased by encouraging the healthy lifestyle. Yoga Yoga reduces need for the costly treatment and hospitalization. That is most important thing. So that way we can achieve this particular universal health coverage, mental and emotional well-being. We need to understand about the complete well-being. That is the yoga support mental health, reduce stress, fosters emotional resilience. This is emotional quotient when increased. we achieve the emotional resilience stage in which emotional background breakup of either elderly adult or children is decreased. Mental health, we a lot of talk about mental health. These practices, if we do this Anlom, Vilom, Bhamri, reduce the anxiety. Anxiety, persistent and anxiety can lead to the extreme fear, OCD, lot of disorders, such kind of thing may happen. So by that way, if you serotonin, GABA, which actually um, make this particular neuronal activity in a balance, is very important. One need to follow this, enhance the cognitive functions. Yoga strengthens the brain regions tied to memory, attention, and learning. It is like weightlifting for your brain. So yes, we all do the lot of um, exercise activities for the muscles. Then what for the brain, which is most important part of our body. So for that purpose, we can follow these breathing or the meditation exercises. And not only this, we follow um, in India, yeah, each means we have access to yoga practitioner, and you have this kind of um, facilities. But what about other countries? Because when we are talking about the universal and that is sustainable development goal, how we can reach to the other places as well, that is most important thing. Then the environmental determinants of the health, because once we are talking about sustainability, so in which environment plays a very important role, and the people who is practicing the yoga practices is very well aware about this particular things, which is like the sustainable living, which encourages apargara, that is non-possessiveness, cleanliness. Cleanliness is our mind is also very important, and the cleanliness of the environment is very important. That way, we are able to reduce this lot of contaminations, pollution, which is we can see the nearby, and Swachh Bharat Abhiyan kind of things are practicing or spreading. So that way we can build resilience to climatic stress like the heat waves, floods, and these things can improve our health, inspire collective action from tree planting to eco yoga festivals. Yoga communities often lead grassroots effort to environment protection. Even today's or this year's International Day of Yoga's theme is One Earth, One Health, that it beautifully captures this spirit. So here health is not only of the human health we are talking about, the health is of the animals, health is about this plants, and health is of the environment. So when talking about the sustainability, we need to look all these aspects. If we are not looking these particular aspects, what will happen? We can gain. Like the aparigare means our we are very much attached to the physical being or physical things. एक गाड़ी, दो गाड़ी, तीन गाड़ी चाहिए. Right? This kind of things that should not be there, non-possessiveness. What is minimum required is sufficient to live a very good peaceful life that way that we can achieve, and without affecting the environment. Yes, lot of initiatives is are coming in the picture, which is based upon this green energy concept. Even this pharma industry is also coming into the picture, because we consider pharma as a word pharmacy, India as a word pharmacy. So here a lot of things which is developing or is produced affecting the environment. So we are adapting the green chemical, green energy, green chemistry kind of concept for this protecting the environment. Then this health workforce, which is very important, one who is actually the warriors we have seen in case of COVID-19, the the health of warriors or workforce is very, very important. One, nowadays you can see when the big hospitals, they have the yoga centers so that these particular the health workers have this particular improved resilience so that they can have the good cohesion, communication, better support, and that way can do work with more efficiency or better outcome. Reducing turnover and absenteeism. Absenteeism, a 2024 study found that integrated yoga into workplace wellness program significantly improve employee satisfaction and reduce stress related absenteeism. बहुत सारे लोग जो हैं जो absent हो जाते हैं जिसको हम लोग मंडे सिंड्रोम भी बोलते हैं तो that kind of things is reduced when we have this yoga practicing wellness centers and workforce. This is the low cost high impact interventions. Then scalable and inclusive yoga is adaptive to all fitness levels, can practice in short sessions even during shifts. I have talked about the when your workplace, the chair yoga, the form of chair yoga, a lot of practices which can be done. That way we can manage and we can promote the emotional resilience among the health workers to prevent burnout and compassion fatigue because they have a oath by which they are bound to serve the society because healthcare is not a business. We consider healthcare as a service. So once you are in a service, you are inclined, you are bound to do that same. So sometimes there is a compassion fatigue. So yoga help in that also. Then global health security by reinforcing primary hair healthcare जो है capacity है that can be enhanced. Even this mass yoga events like today we are having for the one earth one one health, the main function is being organized as Visakhapatnam and in India we have the yoga session ongoing each and every places. So by that way, non-communicable diseases burden is reducing, even this particular infectious diseases, and our preparedness for the endemics, pandemics is also enhanced. So that way, if we see this particular and even these traditional medicine advocates integrating yoga into primary care strategies to offload facilities, demand, promote wellness, and accelerate recovery, thereby increasing system surge capacity during the healthcare emergencies. So that way we can develop the healthcare security. Now, as we are now entering into the world of artificial intelligence, so what we have done during the COVID-19, we have come up with a smart and intelligent yoga assistant. And nowadays you can get lot of tools are available which are AI enabled and which can be in the multi language. In that way they can have the personalized interventions, safety assurance, and this adaptive mental support can reach to the remote areas as well. So this application I have developed with the Miracle technology system and these kind of or these AI assisted yoga practices tools are available by which actually by not doing yoga it could be a bad thing but doing yoga which is by wrong practices of yoga can say or not doing correct yoga posture is very bad. So if you're not doing yoga, it can be okay. But if doing yoga not in a correct manner or practices, it affects very badly to your soul, body, and mind. So one need to understand that there are different ways we have to have. Naturally, our Guru Sisya Parampara tells about the availability of the instructor with you. If not, then that yoga assistance in form of app is also available. but I recommend that you first be more belief on this particular the yoga instruction in a physical form than this particular uh, online form. So if you say that Namaste, the first global solutions for this SDG, good health and well-being, Namaste itself. Namaste, two kind of thing you can do. Do Namaste to welcome somebody and कहते नहीं नमस्ते कर लिया भैया आपसे हमने तो नमस्ते कर लिया मीन्स हु इज अगेन ट्रबलिंग यू उनको भी नमस्ते कर लिया तो उनको नमस्ते कर लिया मतलब ठीक है वी हैव withdrawn ourselves from that stimuli which is triggering again and again leading to anxiety and fear in ourselves. So that way this particular thing namaste only one thing practicing by namaste, what impact can be in the word you can say. And again I mentioned about the we have namaste से भी और भी चीजें हैं हमारे पास like दंडवत प्रणाम you do, दंडवत प्रणाम और दूर से करते हैं, जिसको बहुत ज्यादा सम्मान दे रहे हो उसको बहुत ज्यादा दूर से कर रहे हो, तो इनफैक्ट इसे दिस इज काइंड ऑफ थिंग। अब आप रिस्पेक्ट में आप क्या करोगे, हैंड शेक करने की कोशिश करोगे, पास जाके नमस्ते करने की कोशिश करोगे। हमारे पास और वेज हैं उनको ग्रेटिट्यूड करने के, दैट कैन बी डन। So here I'm just saying that one need to do the yoga for health, that is breath for health, move for humanity. Breath for health and move for humanity means you need to reach out to the people, to the society, be empathetic, give the compassion, be connect with them, and bring together, bring the synergy, so that this yoga actually become the tool for the sustainable development goal 3, which is very, very important. At the last, I want to thank the organizers, especially Gaurav, Sumedha Madam and their team of the Galgotia Universities and Dr. Pawan Khatana connecting me. Thank you very much. Thanks for your time and giving me the opportunity to interact on such a auspicious day, that is International Day of Yoga, when we celebrating one earth, one health. So health is not of humans only. We consider the health of animals, plants, and planet itself. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for sharing your wisdom with us today. I think all our participant has learned a lot about yoga and translating it into SDG 3 and how yoga practices relate to SDG 3. So on behalf of all of us at Galgotias University and the organizing committee of the FDP, I request you to kindly accept this e-memento as a token of our gratefulness and gratitude. And it was really
Thank you. Thank you.
We're
Thank you
really
very much.
honored to have you with us today. We are really happy that you took time out of your very busy schedule. We know that sir has lots of commitments and engagements, and that he took this time out and he shared his knowledge with us. So, sir, we request you to kindly accept this token as a
Thank you very much. I would just one request: keep smiling and protect our planet. That is very, very important. Thank you very much.
thank you, sir. Thank you so much. So, all the participants, we will take a short break for lunch. We will meet again at 2. I request all the participants to be here for the valedictory session, because we will count the attendance for valedictory session. And we will be also circulating the quiz for assessment of the seat stairs FDP. So I request you all to be here at 2. We'll take a short lunch break. The feedback form for this session is in the chat box. So I request everyone to fill the feedback form. We will take the attendance for this session from the feedback form. So I request everybody to fill the feedback form and be here at 2 o'clock again. Thank you so much.